Hola lindos YouTubers, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Leticia y soy parte de Joliet Public Library. Deseo comunicarles que hoy estaremos celebrando la fecha histórica del 5 de mayo en las instalaciones de dicho instituto, en el centro de Joliet, Illinois. Quiero invitarlos a que nos honren con su presencia, sea virtual o físicamente, en el Digital Media Studio. Acompáñanos a conocer al talentoso artista, diseñador y muralista y ultra creativo Rojo García. Él estará pintando en vivo para enaltecer esta celebración. Además, tenemos con nosotros a la profesora, escritora, poeta Yolanda Díaz Aguirre, quien nos presentará lecturas y muestras de su obra. Gracias por su presencia. Hello, wonderful YouTubers, and good afternoon. My name is Leticia, and I am part of the Joliet Public Library. I want to inform you that today we are celebrating the historic date of Cinco de Mayo at the facilities of said institution at the downtown Joliet location. I want to cordially invite you to join us and honor us with your presence, whether virtual or physically, at the Digital Media Studio. I also want to let you know that we have the artist, designer, muralist, and ultra creative Rojo Garcia. He will be painting live in commemoration of this celebration. With us, we also have the extraordinary professor, writer, and poet Yolanda Díaz Aguirre, who will present us with readings and samples of her work. And now I thank you for joining us. A few words from Yolanda.
Y las campanas todas del mundo entero han cantado a fiesta, porque hoy estamos celebrando una gran fecha histórica. Estamos contentos con la presencia de Leti, gran organizadora y llena de sabiduría. Estamos felices de compartir con Rojo, gran pintor, muralista. Su presencia ya lo dice todo. ¿Sabes qué? Solamente nos faltas tú. Recuerda que el hombre es un ser gregario. Aquí serás bien recibido. Gracias.
Ahora, Rojo.
Good afternoon, buenas tardes, feliz Cinco de Mayo. My name is Rojo Garcia, and I am excited to live paint here at the Digital Media Center, Digital Media Studio here in Joliet at the library. And I'm looking forward to live painting and of course meeting anyone and everyone who would love to come down today. Hopefully you can tell your friends and family to come out and enjoy today's festivities. Beautiful poetry, which you can enjoy live, and as well as some live painting. And come on down and kind of enjoy the center as well. There's a lot of things to learn here and to kind of understand what's going on here at the Joliet Library. So please welcome.
All right. So YouTubers, you heard both of these wonderful artists. We welcome you to come down and enjoy the festivities.
All right. Hey yo.
Oh.
Right. Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Bravo.
Okay, I'm gonna go hide now.
Excellent.
Okay. So
Take it away,
Luis.
Take it away.
Yes.
Just gonna time lapse this thing.
So she's gonna be doing the portrait over there. He's gonna paint it over here. Yeah, we separated.
And then
So
I don't know what happened here.
Yes.
Is there a pause on here? Or it free? Is it one of those where you hit the side of the TV?
I need some muscles.
Oh, and it's on
Anybody
repeat
have
or
muscles
what?
over here?
Yeah, I think so.
I need to
I
move the
don't know how
table.
it works.
Brett or Ronald, can you please?
Yeah.
We need to move the table over for you.
I'll be there. Alright. Nobody talk to me for the next 4 hours. Get down right here.
Hopefully this menu bar goes down, but if it doesn't, I'll try to fix it in a second.
Thanks, sir.
No problem. Zoom in a little bit. That's a cool angle. We are live.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on the Joliet Public Library page.
Oh,
So
sweet.
We want to send a link to people. Just on YouTube.
So watch what I say?
Yeah, it is a library page.
Yeah.
My girl,
Are you gonna be part of the Star Wars thing?
Yeah, I'll be here. We'll do like a photo booth.
Nice.
Not at the library, but like some other building.
Oh, nice.
That's what I'm rolling on. But
Are you gonna be like on foot outside and stuff?
I think I'm just gonna be in the building, which is nice because I don't really want to be running around. It looks crazy. So.
Yeah. Are you never been a part of it?
No, this is my first time.
No, me neither.
Yeah, never even been to it. So
Yeah, I'm always in Chicago working. I've always missed it.
yeah,
And I told myself this year I'm gonna stick around and
check it out.
check it out, man.
That looks
Maybe I'll live paint like on like nearby, like my friends at the Strange and Unusual. Like they're always cool, so I might post up with them. You know where they're at? Across the street?
No.
It's the gallery right across the street next to the hotel. So it's the Strange and Unusual gallery.
Yeah.
They do great exhibitions.
Cool.
Yeah,
I always
so-
see that place when I'm walking out to my car. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, looks like they got something cool there.
Yeah, man. I'll let you know next time they have an art show. They're just really good with what they do. So
Yeah.
yeah. My goal is to put a little bit of acrylic on it, and then at the end throw some oil paint, but
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Is that like your typical medium? It's like acrylic then oil to sort of.
Yeah, acrylic just lay the foundation,
Mhm.
and then what do you call it? Yeah, oil. But I don't think I've ever painted something this intricate live before.
Yeah.
Usually when I live paint, it's like 2 hours, like max. So I usually spit out something quick.
Yeah.
You know, like
Little things.
yeah. This has a lot of detail in it, so a lot of it is gonna be filled in anyways. So this is supposed to be like a classroom chalkboard. So he's like the teacher, and these are the students. And then this whole thing is supposed to be like on a chalkboard. So that's the look I'm going for. But it'll make sense in 3 hours. Oh, whoops. Yeah, so at least that's the approach. Let's see. So my goal is in 4 hours, it will look like something. May not be done, but it'll look like what it's supposed to. Kind of. Have you ever performed live with music or anything?
No,
No?
like once with my friends, but never anything like serious.
Ah.
Would be cool. Always want to.
Mm.
Just, never had like a band or anything. It's mostly just kind of me playing instruments.
Okay.
I like doing that, but
Got
I
you.
like recording mostly. That's like my favorite stuff. It's
So,
just putting it down to tape.
yeah.
Messing with it. I think that's really fun.
Did you go to school for that?
No.
No? Self-taught?
Yeah. I started collecting like music gear for like the longest time. And
Mm.
built up into pretty cool selection.
Nice.
Of other
Okay.
instruments and stuff like that.
Got you.
Mostly guitar. Guitar is what I played the longest.
Guitar?
Yeah. Picked that up when I was maybe like 8 or 9 years ago, so I was like 10 or 11.
Oh, wow.
That was
Closest thing to an instrument is just my DJing gear.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's like, I don't play video games or anything, so that's like
Yes.
my video game, like the closest to it. But it, you know, pays for itself, you know, like I get paid for it, get to have fun, mix it live or whatever
Yeah.
when I can. So that's like my excuse, like I can actually spend some money on equipment
Yeah.
because, you know, in the long run it pays for itself. But,
Exactly.
yeah.
I picked up this DJ thing recently.
Oh, for real?
I just got super cheap one. It's like the I forget what it's called. Something Hercules. Starlight Hercules.
A mixer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Two decks.
Oh.
Later, it's got a couple like triggers and stuff on it for samples and
Yeah.
loops or whatever. But I've had a lot of fun. It's fun to make mixes.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
You do it all like digital, or do you have like a CD?
I have my controller, so it's a Pioneer Rev 7.
Oh,
So it's a proper mixer. It was like, you know, $2,500,
Wow, yeah.
and it was like, yeah, it was a big upgrade because the one before I had before was like only like 500. So it was a nice little step up, but I think the only reason I got it was because I was mixing live more, like with my buddy and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of. But yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah. I've got everything thrown in Serato.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I use. Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah, I totally see it as a video game too.
Yeah.
It's like
For real.
when something works and then you're just like, oh, that was sweet. That was awesome.
Yep. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I actually live painted. It was a minute ago, I think. Like last summer or something?
Yeah. Usually do it like out on the street or something like that.
Yeah. If I live paint, yeah, it's usually I get invited. In Chicago, there's a bunch of summer events. My colleagues invite me to just kind of live paint along next to other artists. And it's all paid and everything, so that's why I do it. But most of it, like I said, this is very intricate. It's something much simpler than I usually would paint.
Yeah.
But the whole point is that people can see live. People can kind of see what it's like.
Process.
Yeah,
Easy exposure to, which is cool.
for sure. Yeah. So.
Awesome. You doing that? Got any other cool projects coming up? Other live paint stuff?
Besides my movie, besides my film, that's the. But that's taking it sweet time. So I'm trying to get my crew to schedule the next shooting days. Hopefully the end of month or the end of this month, and then go from there. It's literally the ending that we have to shoot. So it's like 5 scenes. But yeah, let's see what happens, man. Yeah, so that's the big one. So after we finish shooting it, having fun editing it with my editor. Yeah.
Do you want to explain a little bit about what you're doing? Obviously, painting.
Yeah.
Are you,
So-
this is like a wash, or so you're
Mhm.
painting
So-
with oil?
Yeah, so this is acrylic paint. The design is just roughly sketched in there. And what I'm creating is an underpainting.
Uh-huh.
So just kind of filling it in with the, with the paint. Kind of identifying the areas that I want to work on next. And I was telling Griffin that I want to just kind of lay it all in before I do oils at the end.
Okay.
I'm hoping to hit the oils up later on. So like at
So-
the last hour.
Oh, all right. So you work with, your underpainting is acrylics, and then you come back and do
Oil.
oil.
Yeah.
So I was looking at your paintings. One of the things that I am a painter as well, and one of the I guess finishing techniques that I want to do with my canvases that I haven't done yet is to varnish them.
Oh yeah.
Is that something that you do with your?
I varnished or did clear coat with acrylic. I've yet to varnish oils. My oil paintings, all of them, none of them are varnished. So I really, the next step would be to do it. But yeah, no, I like how they look when people varnish their paintings. They always look really sharp, really finished. Yeah, most of mine, because it's mixed, you can see it's acrylic spray paint. This is also spray paint too, so that's what I had. It's just my technique. I like to fill it in. I like the transparency. I like to, kind of do layers. But for that reason, I've never really felt the need to varnish it because there's like so much going on.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I will eventually. I just haven't done it yet. So this is just kind of, and I've never really done a live painting this intricate before either. So this is gonna be kind of fun.
Well, this is your first.
This is my first intricate live paint.
Nice.
So, at the end of the 4 hours, it'll look like what it's supposed to. It just won't be like refined or really fine tuned and finished. But it'll look like what I want it to. So.
Wonderful. So can you explain a little bit to us the concept of the painting?
Yeah. So the concept of the painting is the instructor, the art teacher, or just historian selling the significance of Cinco de Mayo to the students that might have a question. And so it's basically the history of how French troops came to Mexico, specifically Puebla, to try to overtake Mexico. And with the victory that Mexico had, Mexico only lost about 100 people. French lost about 500 soldiers. So it was a great victory for Mexico, and so the significance of the painting is just showing pride, and that's the reason why we celebrate, Cinco de Mayo. The fact that it's another historical event that we should recognize for that fact. A lot of people don't know. I know me myself did know as well, and I kind of grew up. People understand, people celebrating Cinco de Mayo, but not really knowing why or and so. Whenever I paint something, I have to usually do some investigation on what it is I'm painting. Why I'm painting it is very important to me, and then composing it. So I compose it on my Photoshop, and then I, line it up and then start painting it. So.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for that explanation. And you're right. It is up to us to educate, not just ourselves, but our kids and the community of the importance of Cinco de Mayo and why we want to celebrate it. So yes, it's not all about chips and guacamole nor margaritas, but yeah. Well, I'm gonna let you continue doing your thing, and I hope people who are watching enjoy just as much as I am, and the guests who are here. And I'll come back to space, and maybe we can take a moment to actually talk a little bit more, and you can tell us a little bit more about yourself at that time. But in the meantime, keep working and enjoy.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Fue tiempo
forgot my blue paint, Griffin. I'm using my paint markers. So I'm using my paint markers to get blue paint on there, and then mixing it up.
The rise and adapt.
Yes, sir. No one knows this. I mean, now they do, but I'm explaining, but it's kind of fun. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I don't think there can be any more fascinating preoccupation than that. Because it's so mysterious. It's so elusive.
This planet is pretty, I like to mention optimism. I'm a very positive person. I know I want to do something. I know I want to become some sort of thinker. somebody struggles in the real world trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to pay for this? I have that go-getter mentality, you know, you have to be a person who wants to be a successful artist or an inspiration that you have to go out there and do it. The work is out there to go out and find your audience, right? I knew that I couldn't do the 9 to 5 job. I did all those kind of jobs, you know, worked at factories and worked at warehouses and stuff. It was like torture. It was like still torture. Like I'm wasting my life. So to myself, hey, you know, you're gonna be an artist, you gotta go out there and find the word, the word. And I've been happy ever since. I'm so happy ever since. I don't have a boss. I'm my own boss. So I find that like, you know, it's so nice.
At some point, when you create your song to make it, you're going to have to either let that creation go and take a chance on being loved or hated for who you really are, or you're going to have to kill who you really are and fall into your grave grasping onto a character that you never were.
I want you to find your own walk right now, your own way of describing any direction, anything you want. Robert Frost said, two roads diverged in the wood, and I was the one less traveled by. That makes all the difference.
And that's why there's always an element of profound mystery in the problem of who we are. Because what you are in your inmost being escapes your examination in rather the same way that you can't look directly into your own eyes without using a mirror. You can't bite your own teeth. You can't taste your own tongue. And you can't touch the tip of this finger with the tip of this finger.
Doesn't it really astonish you that you are the fantastic complex? And that you're doing all of this and you never had any education in it?
At some point in your life, you have to go, I don't care what it looks like. You know, I found the hole in the sight, and I'm going through it. And I'm going to face the abyss of not knowing whether that's going to be okay with everybody.
I believe that if we are honest with ourselves, that the most fascinating problem in the world is who am I? What do you think you are? We speak of coming into this world. We didn't. We came out of it.
You and I are all as much continuously.
Light is a feather when I'm flipping through, reading through the table, special in the herb within the golden rule. Centimeters in deeper, I keep in the speaker. Motivational teacher with words that burn deeper. Singing the headlines line with discord. It's either genocide or the planet in the
tell you, I'm not what I think I am. I'm not what you think I am. I am what I think you think I am. So we live in this perception of a perception of ourselves. Hence, my identity is made by what my parents think I should be. My identity is made up by what my college or university thinks I should achieve.
I don't think there can be any more fascinating preoccupation than that. Because it's so mysterious. It's so easy.
What's my identity? I like to look like you're not gonna see. I'm a very positive person. Because I know I wanted to be something. I know I wanted to become some sort of painter. After graduating and everything, come back to Chicago, the real world type of like, okay, how am I gonna pay for it? I had that go-getter mentality. You know, you have to be out there if you want to be a successful artist or an entrepreneur, anything like that. You have to go out there and do it. The working out there to go out and find the artist, right? I knew that I couldn't do the 9 to 5 job. I did all those career jobs. You know, I worked at factories and worked at warehouses and stuff. And it was like torture. It was like straight up torture. Like wasting my life. So it's myself, hey, you know, you're gonna be an artist. You're gonna go and find the work and do the work. And I've been happy ever since. I'm so happy. I don't have a boss. I'm my own boss. So I find that like, you know, changed my life pretty much.
At some point, when you create yourself to make it, you're going to have to either let that creation go and take a chance on being loved or hated for who you really are, or you're going to have to kill who you really are and fall into your grave grasping onto a character that you never were.
I want you to find your own walk life, your own way of striving, taking any direction, anything you want. Robert Frost said, two roads diverge in the wood, and I took the one less traveled by. That has made all the difference.
And that's why there's always an element of profound mystery in the problem of who we are. Because what you are in your inmost being escapes your examination in rather the same way that you can't look directly into your own eyes without using a mirror. You can't bite your own teeth. You can't taste your own tongue. And you can't touch the tip of this finger with the tip of this finger.
If there's nothing really astonishing that you are, there's fantastic astonishing. And that you're doing all this and you never had any education.
At some point in life, you have to go, I don't care what you study. I found more insight than going through it. And I'm going to face the abyss of not knowing whether that's going to be okay.
I believe that if we are honest with ourselves, that the most fascinating problem of the world is who am I? What do you think you are? We speak of coming into this world. We came out of it.
You, that I, are all as such.
Life is a pleasure. Special with the hope, the golden rule. Centimeters and even I keep in the speaker.
Him alone.
Oh yeah.
Inside everybody is there going, who am I?
What do you feel when you say the word I, myself?
But for those, I'm not what I think I am. I'm not what you think I am. I am what I think you think I am. So we live in this perception of a perception of ourselves. Hence, my identity is made by what my parents think I should be. My identity is made up of what my colleagues in the university think I should be.
I don't think there can be any more fascinating preoccupation than that. Because it says here,
This line is pretty, I like to represent optimism. Back then, I'm a very positive person. When I was like, I know I wanted to be something. I know I wanted to become some sort of painter. Graduating and everything. Come back to Chicago, the real world, kind of be like, okay, how much are we paying for this? I had that go-getter mentality. You know, you have to be a player if you want to be a successful artist or an entrepreneur, anything like that. You have to go out there and do the work. The work is out there to go out and find the art, right? I knew that I couldn't do the 9-to-5 job. I did all those mundane jobs. You know, I worked at factories or worked at warehouses and stuff. It was like torture. It was like still torture. It was like I'm wasting my life. So it's like, hey, you're a new artist. Let's go out there and find the work and do the work. And I've been happy ever since. So I don't have a boss. I have no own boss. So, I'm like that. It's my life.
You're going to have to either let that creation go and take a chance on love or who you really are, or you're going to have to kill something and fall into a grave grasping onto a character that never would. I want you to find your own walk right now, your own way of life. Anything you want.
What's going on?
Rose to birds to the wood, and I just want to satisfy and all different.
and that's why there's always an element of profound mystery in the problem of who we are. Because what you are in your inmost being escapes your examination in rather the same way that you can't look directly into your own eyes without using a mirror. You can't bite your own teeth. You can't taste your own tongue. And you can't touch the tip of this finger with the tip of this finger.
If doesn't it really astonish you that you are those fantastically complex and that you're doing all this and you never had any education?
Maybe if you have any questions or anything, welcome.
I believe that if we are honest with ourselves, that the most fascinating problem in the world is who am I? What do you think you are? We speak of coming into this world. We didn't. We came out.
You and I are all as much.
Light is a feather.
Come on, just want to check it out.
like super
What's going on,
creative.
people? Hello, welcome.
Come on in, have a seat. So he'll be painting my in commemoration of Cinco de Mayo today, or yesterday, and painting yesterday. And so yeah, if you guys want to enjoy, he's painting now. And we just finished with our poet, just taking a tiny break, but she'll pick back up. So go ahead and enjoy.
Thank you. You guys been here before?
No.
First time?
Yeah, first time.
Nice. Yeah, Griffin over here is the gentleman that works here. So if you have any questions about the facility and everything, he's the gentleman to ask. It's an amazing creative space. I've been coming here for past couple of months, and full-time artist, part-time art instructor. But what I've always liked is seeing people work, in the collective, in the creative space. And so you have photographers, videographers, people working on videos and all type of stuff. And so I'm usually like pretty much just chilling over here by myself, working on my computer. But what I like is just kind of seeing people coming in and out and just kind of working on everything. They do t-shirt printing here as well, poster printing, and they do a lot of everything. And so what I like is the creative juices. People are coming in and out and just working on something. And so that's why I've kind of been in and around here the past couple months. I tell as many people as I can about the space. It is a very great space to be a part of. So, being an instructor, I encourage anyone to take advantage of the great facility that they have here. So,
Yeah, it looks interesting. It looks nice.
Yeah.
Like
no, definitely
something I can get my foot in the door with.
Mm-hmm.
So
You're creative as well. You work on what kind of stuff do you?
Pictures mostly, and then
Okay.
and then I get to do social media.
Excellent.
And other things too. So I'm gonna learn how to do everything.
Nice. This is the space, right?
Yes.
You can literally do anything. I know they do podcasts here as well.
I love podcasts too.
Yeah.
Podcasts I love.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do a lot of creative content projects. So anything from what Rojo is doing, we do traditional artwork, we do digitizing, audio. So in audio, we do music, we do voiceovers, podcasts, as he was saying, videography, photography, the Adobe suites as well, and 3D printing, t-shirt printing, and poster printing. So we kind of cover everything in this space. And so when we met Rojo, we were super delighted, and we're very fortunate to have him here with his experience that he has. And same as Yolanda, she's well versed, being that she's a retired professor, and so literature is definitely her thing. And as a poet, we're very grateful to have her here and give us a little taste of what she's doing. We're not going to cover much of Yolanda. We are going to focus on Rojo today, but we are recording Yolanda as well. And we will be doing a highlight reel of both of them. So stay tuned for that, guys. And we welcome everybody who, obviously all of you beautiful people here, and the YouTubers out there who are watching us. If you're local, come check us out. If not, come check us out anyway. We are on YouTube. While we have a bunch of videos that just show our space. So, and we've got super talented people here, from 3D printing to photographers, videographers, all of that. So we welcome you guys to collaborate with you in your creative projects and adventures, because as we help you guys grow, it just feeds us. So Rojo, tell us a little bit about your Your career. How did you get started in painting?
Right.
All right. He's speaking of his thing.
Yeah, no, well, okay, so I started off as a graffiti writer. I loved graffiti. I loved the abstract lettering. As you can see, that's one of my murals I've done in Pilsen in Chicago. But that's my style of lettering. There's a word in there that says love. So that's my abstract three-dimensional painting. This is another one. Those letters in there are GQ. So I call these, what I literally just started right here, my alpha strokes. And the alpha strokes basically means positive productivity. I'm a big fan and believer in positive productivity. Not only demonstrating it live or painting live, but teaching it. So I'm a teacher in the classroom, but outside of the classroom, I like doing events like this. So where it's either talking about my art or myself. I mean, the point is to talk about creativity. That's like what keeps me going as an artist and as a creative. So in this illustration is basically reflecting on this historian here. So this is just a teacher, instructor, historian, basically teaching a class of the principles and why we celebrate Cinco de Mayo. That's all I wanted to basically illustrate. And so this is a classroom. Eventually this is supposed to reflect like a chalkboard, like a blackboard. So it's gonna have that look of a chalkboard. But the whole point is to kind of illustrate a classroom, you know, what Cinco de Mayo is all about. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit about myself. Besides that, I do a podcast as well called The Ultra Creative, where I interview artists and creatives on their process. Because everyone has their own specific and different type of process of creating stuff. And I might not be a fan of their work, but I'm a fan of how they think and how the creative aspect goes on in every individual's mindset. So that's what I'm attracted to. So
That's kind of the way to go too. So I like how you said it too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not a fan of the work, even though the work, they like the way they work, but you just like the way the creative minds.
For sure. Yeah, everyone has a specific style, specific taste on what they like. I do as well. I'm a fan of realistic paintings. This is, obviously some of my aesthetic. I try to pride myself in realistic painting, but I'm a fan of all type. I just like to see people create and being a part of like this space here. It's just very cool. I've met a couple artists here already that are very, very good at their craft. And so, lucky enough to be invited here to showcase and talk about. But
I got a question too. So, do you usually do vendor events too? Do you usually like festivals or whatever too?
Me, or what do you mean, like the space, or
like as far as you like painting or whatever? Do you usually go like, to a vendor?
Like a vendor and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm born and raised here in Joliet. In Chicago is where I teach and work. Those live events, my colleagues invite me out to kind of live paint and whatnot. And so it all depends on the events. So summer's obviously coming up. There's gonna be a lot of stuff going on over there in Chicago as well as here.
I go to Chicago a lot, so I'm looking forward to I go to festivals a lot. And, I just kind of want to I usually check out different vendors to see what they do and how they do and everything else.
Yeah.
And just enjoy the atmosphere too as well. So
that's what it's about. I think even I go to events even if I'm not live painting or being a part of it, just meeting the artists. That's what I like. Because then I ask them questions like, hey, how'd you guys get this opportunity? How do you guys get this gig or whatever? And you just start the conversation. So, let me know if you have any questions about those stuff. But for the most part, whenever I get an opportunity, I try to take advantage of it. Here I'm very happy that I was invited to be a part of this, first and foremost. And then, again, I'm a big fan of the space. Just being around other creatives, photographers, videographers, editors, all that inspires me. It might be painting and they might be doing photography, but it's all in the same creative space of mind, so.
At least, man, I like your work, so
Thank you, man. Thank you very much. It's a little bit of everything. But I was like, yeah, let me see what I can get done in 4 hours. So
Yeah, well, you definitely have fans here, and as you said, you know, we do feed off of each other. When we actually met way back a couple months ago, you know, I got to check out your Instagram, and I was blown away. So if you guys get a chance to see his Instagram, Rojo Arte, Rojo Arte at Instagram, and I mean, he just has just so much content, so much creativity, and we'd be foolish not to have him here because I'm also, well, I do photography, we do a bunch of stuff here. One of the things I do is photography. I'm a painter as well, and just seeing his work inspired me to kickstart my painting again. And so, like he said, it's just you work off of each other, you know, you feed off of each other. Seeing his process, he does it differently than I do. But this is it. It's wonderful to see what he's trying, and you know, venture out, because there's things that I won't, you know, I just don't try, or you know, and then I say, oh, maybe, why not, you know.
So
and
this is,
yes.
So this is gonna make me motivated again too. So
Good.
like,
Yeah, well, you were in here
yeah, I was
earlier in the
there.
week,
Yeah,
right?
I know I was
So, yep.
there.
We're grateful you came and joined us, and you're, you know, getting some of this as well. So, yeah, it's our first time doing a live event at the DMS, and we're planning on doing more. We're doing not only this event, but we're also doing a lot of classes. We offer different classes, workshops. The DMS, not only is it's called Digital Media Studio, but we also invite all sorts of artists to come in here and work. And so that, as Rojo was mentioning, he sees that. He sees the vibe. He sees how people are thriving here, and all sorts of passion projects. It's how I met Yolanda as well. She came in, and Yolanda, our poet today, came in to start a project, and I'll be honest, I thought, oh great, you know, she's gonna do this cute little project, and she blew me away. She's phenomenal in what she does, in her craft, and she's, you know, rightfully so. When I heard her speak, and we started recording her audio, we didn't have to take second takes, because it flowed. And it's wonderful to see that. It's wonderful to see the beginners too, because everybody starts somewhere. So it's that little spark, that little seed that gets your juices flowing, and that's why we're here. We are here to assist you guys, and, you know, and we grow too. I mean, definitely.
It's the benefit of the doubt. So I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Yes, absolutely. So how long have you been painting, Rojo?
I've been painting since I was in grade school. Well, but mostly focusing on graffiti and Old English lettering, script and font.
Okay.
I really couldn't paint faces, and that was my goal, is to paint realistic faces. And it just takes a while. I feel like if you can paint a realistic face, then you can paint anything. And that's kind of like what I focused on for so many years. So yeah, I went to the American Academy of Art in Chicago, and after graduating I went to Governor State briefly, and focused on murals. So living in Chicago and Pilsen, did about 4 or 5 paintings my first year, murals, and meeting other artists is what inspired me to kind of just keep going, and just kind of see what this whole art thing is about, because just because you know how to draw and paint doesn't mean you know how to manage or pay the bills. So you have to kind of surround yourself with fellow creatives. And so that was my whole goal. So
So who gave you, was it your first box of crayons, colored pencils, watercolors? Because I feel the same as
yeah.
you.
I'd say my older cousins that were into hip hop and I used to like to break dance. So breakdancing, graffiti was a big thing for me growing up, and my older cousins were the ones that inspired me to paint. So my family's very supportive, but yeah, no, it takes a while because the main question is how are you gonna make money as an artist, right? How are you gonna pay the bills? And that's always very difficult. And I think every small or big opportunity you have to treat it like it's your last one. So it's literally, you get an opportunity, you do the best you can. Hopefully you get asked to come back, or you get a commission, or you designed a t-shirt. I think I started painting murals in kids' rooms. So kids' bedrooms, that's how I started. Very small stuff leading to large scale kids' murals in their bedrooms and stuff. And then learning how to charge, how to paint large scale. Just kind of, little by little, it all adds up. So, but like I mentioned, yeah, moving to Chicago for a couple years. There's a mural I did at the DuSable Museum in Chicago, and a friend of mine just threw my name in the hat. They said, hey, my friend Rojo knows how to paint, talk to him, and that's how I got that opportunity. I think that was from another live painting event that I did. So you just never know where opportunities may come from. So I think you just treat it as best and as professional as you can every single time. So luckily I really enjoy it. So when I'm painting it, it's not work, it's more you're in the zone and you kind of want to get as much done as you can. But talking and painting is a whole other thing. I've done it for years, so now I can actually do it. But in the beginning, I was very nervous, very, very, very quiet, and over years of painting art and being an art instructor helps a lot too. So the goal is to make this look like how I want it to look in the short amount of time. 4 hours, it's not a lot of time, but when I'm done, you should be able to tell what it's supposed to reflect it and stuff. Any other questions? I ran out of blue, so I'm using so I'm using my blue paint markers. This is acrylic paint. Yeah.
You want some?
Do you have? Yeah, I'll take some. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sure, no problem.
Any questions, ask and you shall receive.
Keys, though. Bethany loves keys.
Yo una pregunta.
Claro que sí.
¿Dónde se pueden adquirir alguna de tus pinturas? ¿Cuándo expones? ¿Tienes galería o dónde uno puede ir, ver y comprar?
Muy bien. Ahorita tenía mi estudio aquí en el Centro Español. Lo tenía por 4 años, pero ya como que ya era tiempo para terminar ahí. Me iba a regresar a Chicago, pero ahorita estoy terminando una película. Estoy haciendo una película por la primera vez.
Muy bien.
Y ahorita exhibiciones no. Esta es la primera vez que estoy pintando en vivo. Hace un año y medio. Simplemente porque mis otros trabajos que estoy haciendo ocupan mucho de mi tiempo.
Claro.
So, ahorita estoy haciendo un mural para NASCAR.
Okay.
NASCAR va a venir en julio, 1 de julio, en Chicago, por la primera vez. Y pues estamos haciendo un mural a 200 pies de largo. So, casi terminamos. Todavía falta. Bueno, esta semana que sigue es la última semana que para terminar el mural con mis estudiantes.
Muy bien.
Pero no, ahorita no estoy exhibiendo en ningún lugar.
Porque sería bueno programar una exposición y pues hacer el propósito de que la gente asista y vea y consuma, porque pues para eso es también el arte.
Eso sí.
Hay que buscar la forma porque el artista también come, hay que hacer patria.
Ah, eso sí.
Sí, hay que hacer patria,
No,
porque
eso sí.
si no nada más pintas y bueno, pues acuérdate de los escritores de aquellos años en París, en España, charlas de café y mañana que comemos.
Sí, exacto.
Entonces es importante que se hiciera una exposición, a mí me fascinaría, y que nos hicieran favor de indicarnos dónde, cuándo y bueno, y poder ver.
No, sí,
Posibilidades hay.
Sí, no, ojalá en próximo año voy a tener una exhibición en Nueva York.
Muy bien.
Pero como hay mucho trabajo para hacer una exhibición de arte. Esta es una de las nuevas que voy a exhibir. ¿Cómo se dice? Exhibir.
Y es maravillosa, ¿eh?
Sí,
porque fíjate lo que dice.
¿Y qué dice?
Pues dice más de lo que dice.
¿Con los
Dice
ojos?
más de lo que veo. ¿Sí? Porque
Sí.
hay que ver esa mirada, esas miradas. Y yo creo que por ahí dice mucho.
No, sí. Un amigo, otra artista, pero que tengo como unos 15, más o menos de ese mismo estilo que quiero exhibir, pero...
Se puede montar la exposición.
No, sí, eso sí, pero como digo, ni otros proyectos. La película es lo que la quiero terminar, ya casi terminamos.
Ahorita eso.
Wait, I missed something.
¿Cómo?
So, just so that our English-speaking viewers
Yes.
and guests understand, did you say that you have a movie that you
Yes.
that you are starring in and you're
Yes,
producing?
yes, okay, so, good question.
And you're also doing an exhibit?
Yes.
Okay, so this
okay,
is why
for-
we have you. So,
For sure.
all you viewers, we are super fortunate to have this amazing artist who is very talented and is doing a ton of work. He's out there hustling. So, again, we are honored and humbled to have you. But please speak.
Yes, no, thank you very much for having me. No, yeah, the question was if I'm going to have any exhibitions anywhere. Exhibitions are very hard to do, to put together. I have the artwork ready to go, but my main focus is my film. It's called Dibujo. It's a short film about an artist who's struggling through life. It's 80% done, and I have to shoot the last scenes here at the Rialto. But that's my big passion project, so I have to finish that film. I want to distribute it in the film festival and film festivals throughout the nation, and that's my big passion project. That's why I haven't done any art shows. I've created new pieces of art, but that's for the movie. So it's literally like the whole focus is on the film, on the movie. Besides those, the new pieces of art are going to be on. I'm trying to get an art show in New York, so that's like the next one. I've had exhibitions in California as well, in St. Louis, but I love New York, and I've always said I was going to have an art show out there, so that's the next one. So yeah, the movie, Dibujo, the trailer's out now on my YouTube channel. Anyone can check that out.
And what is your YouTube channel?
It's a good question. Rojo Garcia? I think so. I think it's Rojo Garcia. If not, it should be Rojo Arte. But you just type in Rojo Arte. I'm on all the social media channels that way. So yeah.
Okay.
So you're like a traveler as well, too?
Traveler in terms of like exhibiting artwork and stuff. Yeah. I feel like you have to be. I mean, it's very easy to have an art show and exhibit online. Grateful for all the social media channels. It's very easy to get access to other people through social media channels. But I know like the film is just another way for me to exhibit my paintings. The fact that I love art, I love theater. I enjoy being an actor, so sometimes I'll put on a production. I used to do a production every 5 years, but the movie is the dominant like source of like my attention at the moment.
Okay.
So yeah.
And you're going to do an opening here at the JPL.
Yes.
You're going to have that. You are committed.
Yeah. So yeah, the trailers, like I said, the teaser, the trailer's out now. The full trailer will come out next month. So the full one. Oh, thank you. So yeah.
A little bit of everything.
Awesome, awesome. So while you continue to paint, we're gonna have Yolanda talk to us a little bit. Let me get to the camera and bring Yolanda out. Have her talk to us a little bit. Yes, Yolanda, please come with us. Come.
Es el intermedio. Vamos a hablar.
Sí, vamos a hablar. So Yolanda, you keep painting.
Okay.
This
I was
is
like, do I need another one? I don't want to be in your shot. Yeah.
You're fine. You're good.
Okay.
So I just wanted to have Yolanda come out here and say a little bit about herself. She's an amazing writer, poet, and I didn't know until after we had met that she's a professor. She's a retired professor and director, and her specialty was literature, Spanish literature. And so when I got to meet her, I was super fortunate to meet her and work with her. And I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was, she's gonna do some cute little family project. 'Cause she said, I'm doing a genealogy project. I'm like, hey, let's get it done. We go into the audio room, and I'm behind the controls listening to her, and she starts to do her work, and this little bird just sang so beautifully. We did not have to do cuts, we did not have to do takes. Everything just flowed out of her, and to be honest, I had to focus on the monitor and actually turn myself away from her, because she moved me to a place of happy tears. She took me to a place of my childhood, just listening to her poetry. Took me back to when I was a kid, in my grandma's house. And I envisioned, as she's speaking, I see myself in my grandma's kitchen, smelling those smells. Everything that came out of her, the textures, the smells, the family. So I was super, super grateful to have you.
Thank you, Leti. Dios nos ha dado dones a cada quien distintos, pero lo que tenemos que hacer es agradecer, ser felices con aquello que recibimos y compartirlo. Please traduce.
I can't do that. Okay, so she said, God has given us all gifts, and part of that is sharing those gifts that He's given us. That's the short of it, because
Y estoy agradecida, plenamente agradecida por la familia que tengo, y estoy agradecida por ustedes, con ustedes. Si no estuvieran aquí presentes, y cada uno vale por todo, si uno estuviera, para ellos trabajaríamos. Y a esta señorita yo le agradezco mucho todo lo que me ha ayudado, me ha impulsado, y pues es más lo que yo he aprendido de ella que ella de mí.
No.
God bless you.
God bless you. So she's super grateful for her family and for her friends. Grateful that she's found this studio where she's been able to come and work, and it's emotional, and there's more, but she's eloquent and I'm not. But we are both grateful to have been able to find each other. I lost my mom a couple years ago, and Yolanda has, in a way, felt that she can't replace my mom, but she's been there. So thank you.
Your mom is here.
Yes, she is.
She had you, and she had me too.
All right, and we're gonna get off because this is not what I was hoping for. I was hoping we could have some happy stuff. Let's focus on Rojo.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Bravo.
Rojo, when did you do that one? And
When?
who- Yes.
Like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
And who is this and where
This
is it
that's a portrait of Charles White. He was a African American art instructor and muralist in Chicago. And so he had an exhibition at the Art Institute a few years ago. So that was just a kind of a portrait for the DuSable Museum. I think, like I mentioned earlier, I was invited to do a mural, do a painting of him. So I thought he'd be a great candidate for him. So I think I have a video on that as well on my YouTube channel. Basically, time lapse. Basically, how you see this. So I'm a fan of showing the artwork, showing the process of painting. I'm a big believer in like it is magic. You know, this wasn't here a few minutes ago. Paintings are just the same. It comes from the ideation, creating an idea, flowing with the idea, and continuing until you're done with it. But I feel it's very important to show the steps, the ugly painting part of it, and people can at least see and understand that, hey, that didn't look like how it's supposed to look like. You know, it didn't look like that in the beginning. And so I'm a big believer in showing and talking about the process. It's very important. As you can see, that one's the one that's right here. So that's a portrait of my cousin Viviana, and I dressed her up in a bunch of soccer jerseys, and that's what that kind of reflects. But that was for the World Cup a few years ago. But yeah, again, I like listening to people talking about their process, listening to people about their creative mindset, and because I like talking about it, I like showing it. It's very important. So yeah, I think I do a lot of time lapses. Like I'm doing one right now. It's actually recording right now. So the iPad's recording the time lapse of this going on right now, so I can show it later. There's another one. This one's downtown Chicago, in the Loop area. So that's an alley that's completely decorated with murals, and so I was invited to be part of that scene. I like that one because you can see it's kind of elevated, so you can see it as soon as you walk into the alley. Like it's like the first one you see. But I got 4 other art jobs because of that mural. So that was kind of a funny. The show Shameless. I don't know if you guys ever watched that show Shameless.
Yeah.
They did a scene where one of the actresses is coming out of the alley, and that mural is right behind her. So they asked for permission to use my artwork in the shot.
To get royalties.
To get yeah. Well, that was my thing. I was like, what kind of budget we talking? It's like, oh no, you either give us permission or we block it out. I was like, well, fine, take it. Whatever. Yeah, but sometimes I always ask about budget and if they have money for, you know, that's my first question. But yeah, I was like, yeah, sure. How much? They're
Wait,
like, oh,
that's
no.
Stacy Baco, right?
Yeah.
You were on. Explain that.
So that was the intro for Enye. It's a show on ABC 7, I believe. And she interviewed me, and that was just the intro. I cut the rest out, but they interviewed me a few years ago when I had my art studio in Pilsen. And it was a nice little introduction of like who I am, what I'm about, what kind of art I do. As you can see, like I am a designer as well, so I've done logo designs, t-shirt designs, and yeah, just talk about design and the business of design and art, all that stuff. I love football, so for like 4 years, all I did was paint soccer stuff. So paint nothing but football for like 4 years straight, because I wanted to reflect as a soccer player myself, you know, how does that reflect on a painting. This is Jimi Hendrix portrait I did. So there's a series that I did of iconic figures that I grew up admiring. So I did Tupac, I did Jimi Hendrix, I did Johann Sebastian Bach, I've done, what else, Dali, I've done a little bit of everybody, but I have a long list of portraits that I want to do. But that's to kind of show you my aesthetic for portraiture. And this is a really old interview, but it just talks about, again, my journey as an artist. You know, it all kind of starts off from like, you know, doing it on the daily.
So yeah, I think for the most part, being a freelancer, do murals. But I used to teach at Bogan High School in Chicago, and then I moved to After School Matters. So they're building on the south side of Chicago. It's like 103rd and Cottage Grove. So that's where I teach art over there. That's the class I'm doing the mural for NASCAR. So.
NASCAR.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about NASCAR.
So NASCAR, with After School Matters, I was able to just kind of continue doing murals for different clients. I've been an instructor there for like 10 years, and sometimes a client like NASCAR or ComEd or Lollapalooza, those are my big 3 most recent commissions. So they asked me if I can teach a class with students on designing a mural and painting a mural for the client. And so it's so funny because the organization, they don't really know how to do it. And so I have to kind of step in as the professional, right? Say, oh, I need this kind of supplies. I need this long of a date to accomplish that. And then I need this much of a budget. And so the little that I've learned over the years, I'm able to tailor it to the company and say, hey, I need this much. For this to be a successful class, I need this much money, this much supplies for 15 students. And they're like, okay, great. You know, then they'll handle all of that. And I'm very grateful for that, because otherwise I'd have to do everything. I'd have to put together a budget, order all the supplies, all that stuff. I don't want to do all that stuff. I just want to paint and maybe instruct and teach the class. So that's why I've got those opportunities with NASCAR and stuff. So NASCAR, that's the big one. My biggest client to date. Very happy. We're almost done. I don't have any clips of it yet because we're just kind of like we're still in the middle of it. So this is an abstract painting of clouds and ocean. A client wanted my style for clouds and ocean, and that's what I gave her. She was very happy. She has it in her home now. But there's my clouds and ocean abstract. But yeah. I don't know if you have any other questions. I love the Joker. A little portrait of the Joker. You know? So. So that was at the Centro Español. So cuando tenía mi estudio, ahí estaba el estudio, ahí, el segundo piso. En mi estudio lo tenía en el tercer piso, como le digo, 3-4 años. Pero ya que lo terminé, pues ya. Ahorita no tengo estudio porque quiero terminar la película.
Claro.
So,
es prioritario.
Hello, welcome. Let's have a look around. Let me know if you have any questions.
Pero típico del artista. No serías artista si estuvieras sometido en un solo lugar.
Exacto.
Hay que dejar volar el espíritu.
Oh, eso sí. Yo siempre he dicho que si solamente quería pintar, me imagino que puede ser uno de los artistas, pintores que pueden pintar, o sea, realismo. Eso es muy realista. Pero como ando en todas cosas, pues qué.
¿Cómo se debe?
Sí. So, también, como le digo, soy DJ también y me encanta la música, me encanta bailar. So, eso
Ibas a traer música aquí, ¿verdad?
Iba.
Pero no se pudo.
Sí, no, con todo esto no.
No se pudo.
Sí.
Pero eso es magnífico.
Esto sí. Ya, eso es otra cosa que yo puedo decir, que soy uno de los únicos. So I'm explaining the fact that I am one of the few artists, if not the only artist, that does DJing and painting at the same time. So puedo tocar un poquito de música y estoy pintando un mural al mismo tiempo. So my research, I think there's only 3 other artists that do that. So they'll play music and they'll DJ, but they'll do like a kind of a small painting, which is great and it's fine. But I'm one of the very few who was able to DJ for like 40 minutes or an hour and paint a mural at the same time. So I've done a few of those live, but those are very, very tiring. So me canso bien rápido cuando estoy tocando la música y pintando al mismo tiempo. Pero es
Es
otra
doble
moda
energía.
de expresar.
Claro, doble energía
Sí.
gastada, porque
Ujú.
sabemos perfectamente que la música, que la arquitectura, que la literatura, que la pintura, que son artes,
Ujú.
y dentro de ti esa sensibilidad te va llevando a, pero doble energía,
Sí.
se drena,
Oh, sí.
por eso
bastante.
se
Ujú.
cansa.
Sí.
Porque a veces, bueno, me cansé, pero ¿por qué? Las
Ujú.
emociones, el artista es emoción, es
Exacto.
espíritu.
Ujú.
Yo digo, y el espíritu se bañó de rocío.
Muy bien. No, exactamente. So yeah, we're just basically talking about the fact of it is another way of expressing oneself, DJing and painting at the same time. I got into it just kind of by accident. I love playing music when I paint. And so little by little, I kind of just put the two together. And I found, hey, this is pretty cool. This is a different way of showcasing what I can do, what I enjoy doing. And then, and of course, I was like, okay, let's see how good I can do it, how fast I can do it. So the last time I did a live painting DJ, I did Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas. So that came out pretty good. That was an hour, probably hour 20 minutes. Where I just DJ'd my music and I was painting Jack. And it was a very fun way of doing it. But at the end, I'm just exhausted. Because as she was talking about, it's a very tiring exercise. So I'm tired physically, I'm tired mentally. Because DJing, and you're mixing one song to another song. That's what DJing is. You want to make a smooth transition. So I'm looking at that DJing. So by the time I go from one track to the next, then I turn over to the painting, my mind has to switch from music to visual. And so my mind has to do that switch, and then I'm like, okay, this is where I'm at in the painting. So I do that for like 2 minutes, however long the song is. So I do that for 2 minutes. And then I'm like, I have to forget, I gotta keep it going. So I paint for 2 minutes, come back over here, switch the music to DJ to the next track, and then I'm back at the painting. Wow. So it's very exhausting, but I find that I'm only gonna get better the more I do it, but it is very tiring. So I might do one for the Star Wars Day that's coming up here, June 3rd or something like that. Yeah. So I might collaborate with another art gallery that's next door. I'm not too sure where, but I'm probably just gonna put my DJ gear and do a painting of. I haven't figured out who I want to paint, but I want to do that for 1 hour. So just so people can see that live painting session. So we'll see what happens.
Rojo, so for our guests who just entered, can you explain what you're doing as far as the mural?
This one here?
Yes.
The painting? Yeah, so welcome. First of all, sorry, I'm talking a lot. This is an illustration of instructor, teacher with the class, and he's basically pointing at why we're celebrating Cinco de Mayo. So Cinco de Mayo is not Mexican Independence Day, even though a lot of people think it is. It's just an event that happened on May 5th, 1862, where the French actually came to Mexico and tried to overtake it, and to be a bit more specific, the French came over. They lost about 500 people in the battle of Puebla, and that's what this is about. This is like kind of a reenactment. I'm not done yet, but you're gonna start to see some soldiers kind of going up to this part of what Puebla is, and yeah, so it was a great victory, and that's what it's about. Cinco de Mayo is about Mexicans being very proud of the fact that they stood up and fought back the French when they tried to invade it. So that's what Cinco de Mayo is about. It is one grand victory and something to be proud of. And so that's what I'm portraying here. So it's kind of my way of illustrating how we can remember. So me being an art teacher, I like talking about art and a bit of history, and so that's why I'm trying to, hopefully that makes sense. You can see like the students looking up, she has a question or whatever, he's pointing at the date, Cinco de Mayo, and I'm gonna do a little bit of my abstract stuff up here. But that's what I'm trying to do. It's a 4-hour live painting session, and usually I'll take it back to my studio and paint for another hour, where I can fine tune everything. But hopefully it'll be on display here somewhere. You guys can come and check it out. I'll do a proper video. Like I said, I'm doing a time lapse. What that is right there. So I'm doing that right now, recording it, so you'll be able to see how it was in the beginning and then what it's going to look like at the very end. So yeah. Any other questions? Comments? Have you guys first time here at the DMS?
Yes.
Yes? Oh, welcome. All right. I was gonna say Griffin over there works here, gentlemen over here. Have any questions about this space? This is an amazing space. What I was talking about earlier is that I kind of sat over here by myself and worked on my computer, but I like to see people coming in, people that are doing t-shirts, printing, they do photography, videography, video editing. They do everything here pretty much. And that's why I was attracted to the space. And I've been coming here for the past couple months because I currently don't have a studio. I would just come here and work on my computer. You know, it's nice to get out of the house and work in a different space. But there's always good creative energy in this space, and that's why I've been coming here for the past couple months.
You just gotta find that sense of passion.
It's important. It's important, yeah, absolutely. All right.
We have a question from our YouTube chat. It says, what are some ways of getting over creative shyness?
Ooh. Some ways to getting over creative shyness. I think it's just focusing on who you are as a person. Every person is different. Everybody treats their creative exercises differently. And so as long as they focus on being the best version of themselves, like for me, again, I do a lot of everything. And for a lot of times I would talk to other artists and they would just be focusing on just one thing. And I couldn't really do that. I needed to bounce around and do different things. And that's what helped me. And then of course, being an art teacher, I wasn't that good in the beginning. I didn't go to art school to be an art teacher. I went to art school to learn the craft of being a good painter. But the more and more that I spoke in front of people, in front of students, I became a little bit better. So getting over that shyness is just doing what you love, but taking it seriously, you know? And before you know it, you're literally gonna level up as that individual can do, you know? So again, I don't know why I've always wanted to introduce music and graffiti, and like I used to break dance and like whatever I could do to express myself, and then bundle that up, and here you go. That's who I am. So that's kind of how I express myself. But everyone is different, you know. Say for example, if you're not a good speaker or you don't want to be in front of the camera, then I do a lot of time lapses. I just let the camera record, and that speaks for itself. So if I wasn't here, the video that I have playing speaks for itself. People can have an understanding of what kind of artist I am just by the video. I'm not talking or whatever in the video, but it's one way of expressing. So yeah, getting over creative shyness, it's just one day at a time, you know, treating exercises, paintings, drawings, whatever it is that you do, and just putting it out there, you know, because again, just because you're good doesn't mean you're gonna get gigs.
Yeah.
You need to actually get out there into the world.
That's true.
You need to talk to people. You need to show your stuff. Otherwise, people would have no idea who you are.
That's the way to do it, is getting out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
You could be raw talented, and
Yeah. No.
if you don't put yourself out there,
Mm-hmm.
that's like a learned thing for me too.
Mhm.
If you don't put yourself out there, no matter how good you are.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, I know. For example, when I went to art school years ago, I was surrounded by amazing talent. And then after art school, slowly you start like not seeing their work, just because they thought they were, you know, they might have thought that my stuff is amazing. The work is gonna come to me, and that's not necessarily the case. You really have to, you know, volunteer your skills and
Get out there physically.
yeah. So a lot of stuff I did for free in the beginning. In the first couple years, I did a bunch of stuff for free. I still donate a mural once a year. And that's just to kind of just keep the vibes going.
Yeah.
I don't want to get rusty either, so that's why I got to keep practicing as well. Right now we're doing the mural for NASCAR, but that's large scale. I haven't painted myself, like in my style, I really haven't painted in the past like 6 months because I've been focusing on that big mural. But you have to keep practicing. You have to keep expressing yourself.
Kind of glad you brought that up because that's what I kind of need to do too. Just
What kind of art do you do again? Or what kind of creative stuff do you do?
well, I'm like an outgoing person, so I like to travel a lot, take pictures.
Oh, okay.
I want to do that more. I'm thinking about doing that more this year, like the summer. I mean, I've been doing it for a while, but I want to like kind of like put more focus into that versus me just enjoying life.
Yeah.
And then connecting with people as well. So that's my biggest thing, my biggest goal that I want to hit. So.
Excellent. And how have you been doing that recently?
So it's been off and on. I work most of the time. So, and I've been doing it for like, I say roughly around 2 to 3 years now.
Okay.
Just going out there, like some of the free forest preserves or wherever it is, or downtown areas.
Okay.
Just to take pictures.
Yeah. So mostly photography then, or video as well.
Yeah, mostly photography and video.
Okay. Nice.
It's been off and on though.
Yeah.
Just because of work.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's a process.
Yeah.
It's everyone has their own process, man. Like I said, I like my videos because it shows the duration of creating something, but it's a long process, man. Like this, I was up last night putting this in Photoshop how I wanted it to look.
Yeah.
But it's a process. Like no one really sees that stuff, until you're actually putting it out there.
Putting it out there.
Yeah. But that's good. I mean, I'm glad you're in the perfect space for it, so it's really good. I met other podcasters here as well. They do great professional stuff here. And so I've yet to really utilize the whole space, to be honest. I've just kind of gone and did my own work on my computer and whatnot, but it's like I really have to dive in to really utilize the whole space. So you're in the perfect spot.
Yeah, I'm attracted to this too, so it looks like pretty interesting. I'm like, this could be fun in a way too.
Yeah, I know.
Like not just being, like you mentioned too, not just being stuck on one thing. I do want to learn like
a little bit of everything.
A little bit of
it's
everything
important. Yeah.
Along the way.
Yeah.
Not just being stuck in my own shell or whatever. So.
Yeah. I know.
Podcast. I love doing podcasts too.
Podcasts?
Oh, yes.
Yes,
I do want to get into that mood too. As far as the podcast route. Like at some point.
How many podcasts do you guys do here throughout the week?
Yeah.
You guys do a couple, right?
Yeah.
They do a lot here.
They're cool. We can do it too with like a video element and everything. We have capabilities. We can do like multicam, edit it all together in Premiere too and stuff like that. Help people make like YouTube shorts. We've seen people get good like attention and stuff like that from that. It's really cool to see like projects, the full like every element in fruition. Comes into like one big thing at the end. Like somebody wants to make an intro for their video, and then they want to make a graphic, a title, then they do audio, then they do a video part, and put it all together and it gets posted. They're very happy with it. It's very cool to see every part of it come together. And really utilizing every section of the space as well. Like people will have projects where, say like a podcast or something like that, and then from there they want to make branding or something like that as well. So they'll make like a T-shirt or posters, all that stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's something for me to get into. So.
No, man. Yeah. For sure. Come down.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it though.
For sure. It's a really cool space. It's awesome to have so many creatives in like one area, and it's in and out the door all day. Is somebody new coming in and learning about what they want to make, why they are making it, more about the story and stuff like that too. So, There's an opportunity to see some really cool people come in. So that's great.
Yeah, I definitely want to do YouTube. I definitely want to do the social media thing. So,
Yeah. That sounds good. We'll take a quick break on the live stream to switch out
Cool.
battery.
the restroom real quick.
You know, why Yolanda's here and pretty
Why
much.
you all are here.
Yeah, of course,
And I did
yeah.
a screenshot, and then I was like,
Yeah.
was it downtown or Black Road? No, so I looked it up and I said,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's downtown.
Yep.
Downtown.
Yeah, maybe we might do something over at BRB. Why not?
Leti, yo quiero saber cuál es el arte que ella prefiere, porque ella tiene que estar haciendo algo para que se interese por este arte.
I don't know.
Kid- Oh, I asked her, yeah, if she was an artist. She says no.
You're just a lover of art.
Yeah, just
Okay. Le gustan las
there's stuff to do.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
no.
Yeah, well, you came to the right place today. Both of these guys are amazing. I mean, honestly, amazing. To see them actually doing their work and day in and day out. I would love to do what they do, but for me, I get the best of both worlds because I get to work here and I get to get a little bit of each one of them. So it's very gratifying, very satisfying. I do paint, I do photography, I do videography, painting for me, I do acrylics, and I do pastels. Watercolors a little bit, but, and it's just being around other artists to get you to get going, start doing it. So, that's why I'm telling you, we're gonna, we have a photography club. We meet, the first Monday of every month. I've decided, we are meeting the third Thursday of every month at BRB, and we will be shooting, on the path over there. So that'll be nice. And we're also thinking, I have to get it approved though, of doing an artist club, natural artist club. So I think that's one of our next moves.
The White Oak Library has a paint set.
Okay.
And all three, yeah, there's three. One Crystal's closer to me, but
Okay.
I did go, but mine was horrible.
That's okay. You know what?
It's about the process.
It's like that, it's about the process.
She didn't put the picture up high where you could see it,
Mm.
or, or at least on a screen or
Yeah.
something. And
See,
she's,
taking notes. Taking notes. We will put when Rojo does this paint and sip for us.
Yeah, when I do them, they're a lot of fun.
They are.
The sipping paints,
Yeah.
you enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
You can get a little sip, little wine, But for the most part, it's about enjoying the process. It's not about, what I always say is, it's not gonna look like the one I'm painting. It's gonna look like your version of, but
Okay.
But yeah, light paint, sipping paints are fun.
That's mine.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's beautiful. It's awesome. You know what?
It's my
I
first
love the
time.
vibrance, the color. That's like the richness of that.
Oh my God.
Let's see us. Let it. It's okay. Safe space here.
Yes, we all are. This is a community.
It's a
of
jellyfish,
sharing.
okay?
A jellyfish.
This was my brother-in-law's,
See,
but he
it's
did it,
okay.
he did it by,
Oh.
that wasn't what hers looked like, but he
Oh.
added all this stuff because
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
artistic. That's mine.
Oh.
You tried. You said it was a face.
You say space, safe space.
One of those faces is beautiful.
It's an attempt.
I tried. Jellyfish. That was my brother-in-law's. He did good. He's artistic.
That's what, so
It's like,
next,
okay.
next event, I'll ask if we can do a paint and sip mural. Right, right.
Es que no ven el cuadro que yo hice ayer. Porque si lo
Oh,
vieran van a
it's
decir,
beautiful.
voy rojo. Pero se ve tan más bonito donde lo puse que estoy
Yeah.
fascinada.
I didn't even mind look sad, so. We did,
We have
Talavera
them like every
painting.
couple months.
Okay, we'll have to, definitely have to explore that. Yeah, so for this, for celebrating, Cinco de Mayo, we also did, floral browns, and we did, Talavera tile painting, and so. It was a blast.
that, yeah.
It was a blast, so, yeah, we're.
But
gonna
after my
do it again.
artistic attempt,
Oh, no. I gave the ladies a little, tip on how to transfer the, design, and it was a hit, they loved it, and they all did fabulous, so, yes. Do you mix colors?
Me?
Yes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you can see my palette. I don't really mix too much, to be honest. I'm lazy. I just use the paint right out of the tube, and then I mix on the palette or I mix on the painting,
Okay.
you know, to create my renders or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, that's where we differ. I mix, so I use the primaries, and that's how I get all my colors. So mine are funny because I do that, and I use acrylics. I'll start on one part of it, I'll mix it, and I don't use artist quality paint. But I've managed to get some pretty good paintings. So I'm constantly mixing because I'll mix in one spot and then it dries and I gotta remix. So that's why I was asking if you mix your paints.
Yeah, I mean, it usually is recommended to use. I wouldn't say professional grade, but some of these acrylic paint is just for my class, so it's like mid grade. You know, as long as you have kind of decent.
Well, I mean,
type
I'm
of
happy
paints.
with what I've gotten. So when I've been painting for a while as well, and I have 2 daughters, so I'm trying to get them into painting, and I wasn't gonna spend the money on using artist quality paints. So I used.
I got plenty of paint.
tempera.
I give you some paint. I have a lot of paint. So
Okay.
I will definitely, yeah, I have plenty of paint. See, what I have is gallons of paint. So if you have containers, like little plastic containers, like
Yeah.
I can hook you up because murals, I mean, you need tons
Yeah,
and
you
tons
need a
of
ton.
paint. Yeah. I might not have all the colors, but yeah,
Well,
I
that's
have
what's
a lot
nice
of
about
paint.
mixing.
Mhm.
Like I said, I usually mix the primaries, so you know, that way I can get my ranges of browns and different purples and oranges. So, and it's fun. But I noticed you weren't doing a lot of mixing of your colors, so. And again, it's a process. Everybody does it differently, so.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, I usually just do the acrylic. So this painting looked like that in the beginning because it was acrylic, and then I go on top with my oil paintings.
Yeah.
Same with that one. It starts off with acrylic and spray paint, and then I do my oil painting on top of it. So.
Okay, I'll get you one. So these are Mexican chocolate covered like Twinkies with the strawberry filling inside.
Sponsored by Gansito?
That would be wonderful, wouldn't it? Did you get yours?
No.
Besito for you.
Thank you, thank you. Gansito break.
No, y yo digo salud.
Salud.
Salud, porque hoy también el arte se ha vestido de gloria. Dicen en la batalla de Puebla, las armas nacionales se cubrieron de gloria. Hoy el arte se cubrió de gloria. En este recinto.
Question. How much do you charge for commission for a smaller painting?
Small painting. My commission starts at 500, and usually like this size.
The smaller one?
Mhm.
Okay.
500, you usually start from there, goes up from there. That'd be like 900, you know, go from up to there.
Okay.
So commissions, yeah. Commissions are fun, depending on like what they want. Sometimes I'll do commissions of like family portraits of like 3 people in one painting. So that goes up because it's, you know, more than one portrait. So it all varies, really.
And also I see that you have you're wearing rojo gear. Can you tell
The
us a little
brand.
bit about that?
Sure, yeah. So if you haven't taken a look, I have some t-shirts in the back. Rojo brand, I guess you could say. So it's basically putting some of my art on t-shirts. And the logo, again, it's off my style of graffiti. So it's just my letter R. And yeah, Rojo is, it's not my real name. It's just a name that I took when I was a graffiti writer. So Rojo, spelled with a J correctly. And then a lot of people at art school would call me Rojo. And that's incorrect. That's not what I wanted to go for. So I switched it. In graffiti, you always change a couple letters. In graffiti, you know, so I went with an H. From then on, people started calling me Rojo, Rojo. And it means more than the color red. So the color red means passion, love, rage, very strong emotions that connect with the color red. And so that's why I picked that, and I thought it just kind of makes sense as an artist. I wanted to eventually express myself as an artist in more than just paintings, but just being able to talk about it, being able to express, like, you know. So that's kind of what the brand is about. I think I have a few shirts about paintings, and then one shirt about my film Dibujo. So those are back there. But those are like kind of what's left, but kind of experimenting with the brand right now.
So how much you usually like charge to paint for like a shirt at a time?
But like a shirt, like designing the shirt?
Yeah, designing a shirt.
Yeah, it all depends. I mean, it depends on the client. So I always ask, like, if you have a budget of like, it all depends. If you just want one design, you know, I probably would only charge you like $100 because it would be the design itself, right? How you want to lay it out on the shirt, how many times. So I always like to give like 3 or 4 different versions of that. But nowadays, I mean, you can do it here. Like that's the beauty of it. You can literally do it all here, and that's why this place is amazing. Me as a freelancer, I charge per client. Like the client is different. So if somebody comes up and says, "I have like $50," I was like, "Okay, we can do something with $50. Like, what do you want?" But I can only do so much, you know. After that, I have to charge more.
Yeah.
Because it's my time.
Because you're putting a lot of detail or whatever.
Yeah.
Too as well. Right?
Yeah. So some of those T-shirts that you'll see, like I just take a good quality photo, and then I Photoshop it, and then mock it up on the t-shirt. So it's a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the Mexico away jersey. I love the design of it, and so that's why I just figured I'd put my logo on there, and it works. I was DJing last month, and a woman came up and said, "Hey, I saw your brand. I looked it up on my phone. Your stuff is amazing. How much do you charge?" So that kind of like sparked up the whole conversation. That would have never happened if I was just DJing, you know? So it's one of those things where I'm DJing, talking to people, and she said, "Hey, I saw your stuff online," and it was that fast. You know, it's kind of crazy how it works sometimes. But it does work. You know, having your artwork is one thing, but having a brand that speaks for itself is a whole other thing. And I'm a big fan of brands and how they get their story out there and everything. So
yeah, that's another thing I want to look into too, just building my brand as well.
Do you have a brand name already, or what do you go for?
I have plenty that's in mind. So like, I have plenty that's in mind.
What's that?
I had a couple in mind.
Oh, in mind. Okay.
Yeah.
It takes a while.
Something to look over.
Yeah.
See what kind of stands out. See what's catchy. So.
Yeah, excellent.
And I want to do it mostly for social media, mostly, and other platforms as well. So.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think the first couple of T-shirts I made, I gave them to my friends who are artists as well. So they're always out there doing stuff. And right now I'm focusing on, besides my movie, it's The Ultra Creative. That's the podcast that I do, where I interview other artists and creatives. But that's, I feel like, another brand by itself. Like that's its own other thing. But yeah.
So how do you find the time to do all this?
I have no idea. I think because I'm an art teacher, that takes a lot of my time. But I like that I'm not a full-time art teacher. So it's like, so for example, next week's my last week with the program. And then I don't teach the summer until July, like June, July. So I have a nice little break in between. And then the summer is only 1 month. So, and then I have another break. In the fall, I don't start until October. So I like those that I have gaps in between to do my stuff.
So is that your primary thing? Is the art teacher?
The art teacher? Yeah. It balances itself out. It's like art teacher like 50% of the time, and the other 50% is my projects, commissions, paintings, design work. I work as a freelancer for this health company called Teladoc. They're online and everything, but I do what's a digital portrait. So they'll send me the employee of the month photo, and then from that photo I have to do my style, but digitally, and then I send that to them. And so they're amazing. I've been doing it for the past year and a half. So employee of the month every month. So I get a nice little digital photography that I do. It's mostly Photoshop. Photoshop and Illustrator is what I use. But that's cool because it allows me to practice in a different way, digitally, versus traditional. So yeah, it all like, all these different areas that are able to pay the bills, man. So it's art teaching, freelancing, portraiture, commission work, mural, DJ.
That's like, you got a busy lifestyle though.
Yeah, no, I mean because I enjoy it. That's a part of it. I'm very passionate about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like that's one thing. You can't be lazy. Like you really got to be like out there.
Yeah, that's where I want to be too. I want to like not just focus on like the work, the type of work I do now, but I want to like get to the point where like as soon as I learn everything, I do want to like put in the time just to enjoy myself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Enjoy the passion versus me just, let's just say, doing 8 hours at a job that you don't really like.
Yeah.
You're doing it because you feel like you have to just to pay the bills. Like some point, I do want to get out of that stage of my life.
Oh yeah.
Point, so.
I mean, it's a process. It's
Yeah,
I think before I did all this and became an art teacher, I worked at Walgreens for like so many years. I worked at Walgreens, and then I worked at Toys R Us back in the day at the warehouse. So I did a lot of that, but that was very draining. Very, very tiring of doing the same thing over and over again. And you know, I got the art career going as an art teacher. Helped a lot to give that creative energy I needed to express myself. So that led to the next thing, and I still have a lot of room to grow. I really want to, you know, elevate my stature as an artist. But I feel in the next couple of years, when the film is done, that puts me in another category of not just of being a visual artist, but a painter. But putting myself in the conversation of director, writer, and actor, that's another thing. That's another realm that I feel like I can do pretty good in. But at the end of it, I just want to talk about creativity. Like I can talk about it. I can listen to people conversate about creativity. That's intriguing to me. So I know that's why I'm doing so many different things. It's all the same to me, really. It's just different ways of expressing, you know.
Which is nice. I think that's good too. Doing it's always best to do different things.
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned film festival, so
yeah.
I heard about that too. So like.
Yeah, no, film festivals. Like? Yeah, I've gone to a few. They're cool, and I did a short film years ago. I didn't like it. I did it just to learn how to make a movie, and I've been a part of movies, but I've never directed or, you know, written a film. So I shot that movie. That was like a 20-minute movie, very small, short. And then after that, I said, okay, I want to make a serious, legit film. With my colleagues. I'm fortunate to have friends who are filmmakers. So I write and I kind of let them know I want to make this kind of movie. They tell me, okay, we need this kind of equipment and it's going to cost this much. And so it's just kind of like, okay, let's start this, you know, ball rolling. And after sharing the trailer to a few people, and now it's on YouTube and everything. But I got a great feedback from that, and so that reignites the engine of creativity. I'm like, okay, let's finish this movie, man. Let's get it going and it's finished. But it's tiring. It's a long process. If you've ever been a part of a movie, it takes a long time. But I'm very encouraged by my other friends and colleagues that are filmmakers. They're like, dude, there's multi-million-dollar movies that stop production for whatever reason. Like, it's very hard to finish a movie. But again, my movie, you know, it's just an expression of art and what artists go through. And so I find that I can represent that, at least in my way, and then kind of go from there. Yeah.
So I just wanted to ask about the NASCAR murals. Do you know where they're going to be, installed?
It's going to be right outside the racetrack. The racetrack itself on NASCAR is going to be on Lakeshore and Buckingham Fountain and Michigan Avenue.
Okay.
And it's going to cut back around right next to the Art Institute of Chicago. So it's like a nice little 8-track type of thing. But the mural will be outside, so you don't have to get tickets to go, you know, inside the racetrack or whatever. You can see it from outside. I don't know where they're going to put it, but yeah, originally the mural was going to be 700 feet long. That was like the if we can even do it. And they brought it down to 200 feet, thankfully. So being NASCAR, I was like, yeah, for sure. If we have 15 students, I can get it done. It was just kind of like, you got to be patient with me. So class is over on Thursday, and then I have 3 weeks to finish the mural. So it's a big one.
So what's going to happen to the mural once NASCAR is done?
They're gonna either auction or sell off parts of the mural. So it's, as long as it's made up in sections. So you can buy, 8-foot section, and it's one big piece. So they're
You're doing that one.
Yeah. So there are 4 by 8 sheets of wood, and then kind of go from there. So usually where I painted it at Gately, that's the building, they already know which ones are going to be theirs. Like they're going to buy already certain sections of it. But it's cool because the students come up with the ideas, I design the mural, and then make sure that it's even possible. Because some of these students have never painted. Some are returning students that I've had in the past. They know how to paint, so they're in charge of the detail work. Like you guys are in charge of, you know, after you get the first coat, like they go in there and do the fine detail work. I can trust those students to do that. Then I have like 6 other students that don't know how to paint, don't know. So they know how to prime. So I set them up, okay, you guys are in charge of priming. All you have to do is just prime. White primer, all of them like that. And they had fun doing that. So after they knew how to, so everyone can do a little bit of the mural. And then one of them declared herself the manager of the priming department, which was kind of cool. She's like a little 15-year-old girl. She's like, I'm the manager, Mr. Rojo, what else can I do? Like, well, you're in charge of this department. That's your department. So that was great. So there's that, and then yeah, of course the finalization of the mural. That's basically where I come in. And every mural that I teach with my students, I always have to go and finish and make corrections and stuff like that. Yeah, we're doing another one for Lollapalooza in July. Yeah, so that's the next one. There's a shipping container that we paint for them, and they did a great job last year, so they invited us to do it again this year. It was cool. They gave us tickets, so that was nice. Get to see the bands and everybody.
Year, so.
What's that?
As I was there last year.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was there last year too.
We're gonna head out to NASCAR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm still waiting for tickets. They're like, so are we getting tickets or what? I don't know the NASCAR thing, but I like the fact that you can, if you're downtown Chicago, you can just go up to the mural. Again, I don't know where on the track, but it'll be on the outside. So if you're like by the Bean or whatever, by Grand Park, like you can just walk up.
Oh yeah,
it's
easy for me to get to.
Yeah, it's right. It'll be right there. Yeah. But it'll be big. It'll be a big one.
You said it's gonna be in June. You said.
The NASCAR is in July 1st and 2nd.
July. Oh, okay.
Yeah, July 1st and 2nd. Yeah.
Okay. I may want to check that out.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Do you want to get information on it? So.
Yeah, I'll be posting it up on my social media feed or whatever. Like.
Okay.
Just kind of letting people know.
What's your logo?
My logo?
Yeah.
The letter R?
But what are
Yeah, it's my graffiti style of, I call it my alpha stroke. So my alpha stroke, you can see it in all these paintings. So here, this is my graffiti, so it says imagine. I don't know if you can find the letters, but that's my abstract graffiti. And then, yeah, this is just my alpha stroke. So I transformed this alpha stroke into any letter that I want. So that's another thing, that I made the alphabet in my style. And I'm gonna upload it to the internet for free so people can like use it and stuff. So that's a little bit about that. But.
So I shouldn't tell you that I already stole some of your.
Stole some of my what?
Oh, I probably stole some of your alpha letters.
Oh really?
Just kidding.
My stilo. Yeah. Oh, I know.
not sure if Griffey asked all this already, but somebody is asking how to get over your shyness.
Oh yeah, we covered
You
that.
did cover that,
Mhm.
okay. I'm slow at the game, sorry.
No.
We're both managing cameras, so.
Oh yeah, no. There's a lot of work to put this type of production together.
Well, he's on a break, so I just wanted to make sure
Oh,
all was
yeah.
good over there and so they're not missing anything.
And that's why there's always an element of profound mystery. It's troubling. Because what you are in your inmost being escapes your examination in rather the same way that you can't look directly into your own eyes without looking in your own. You can't bite your own teeth. You can't taste your own tongue. And you can't touch the fingertips of your
I have a question.
Mhm.
Do you take apprentice?
No. Well, I haven't.
Not yet.
Not yet, no. I used to, besides my art teaching, private instruction. So I had 1.4 private students. So when I would do that, I would focus on what they want to learn specifically. Because I pride myself in learning a lot of the medium, understanding the mediums, watercolor, gouache, oil painting, acrylic painting, a little bit of everything. And so when somebody comes up and says, yeah, I want to learn Old English letters, and that's it. Okay, we're going to only focus on that. I want to make sure you get as best as you can, in like 3 sessions, stuff like that. So I've done that before, but in terms of apprentice, no. Yeah.
Pues yo sí quiero aplaudir, porque qué maravilla, sí quiero aplaudir.
Gracias.
Es que no puedo creer en qué parte del ser del artista se atesoran esos sentimientos que florecen sobre el lienzo.
No, muchísimas gracias.
O sea, ¿lo pensaste antes? ¿Te salió ahorita? ¿Cómo
Sí.
va eso?
Bueno, lo diseñé que hace unas 2 semanas y anoche lo terminé. Lo puede ver, como es simplemente un diseño que yo puse en Photoshop.
Ok.
Y primero pues empiezo con lápiz y de ahí lo pongo en Photoshop y de aquí puede ver, ok, de dónde quiero los elementos.
Ok.
Ajá, y de allí pues simplemente lo dibujo y de ahí salga mi estilo.
Sí.
Ajá, y de ahí pues, porque claramente no es igual, simplemente quiero saber dónde va a ir los...
Es un proceso
Ujú.
donde de alguna manera va el número 1, luego el 2, luego el 3,
Ujú.
para poder llegar.
Ujú.
Pero
ya estando aquí, pues ya es simplemente mi estilo y los años que tengo pintando.
La práctica.
Ajá, es lo que sale ahorita.
Cuenta mucho también la experiencia, la práctica.
Sí, sí.
¿Habrá pintores que nunca pintaron?
Sí. Bueno, que sí.
¿Por qué no pintaron?
No, simplemente no querían expresar en su manera. Quién sabe, pero me imagino que sí.
¿O no encontraron apoyos o libertad para?
También,
porque sí hay frustrados, ¿verdad?
Claro. Sí, no, simplemente es aguantar y a seguirle. Es así, porque yo me acuerdo cuando yo empecé, pues yo era una persona bien, ¿cómo se dice? Bien quiet. Sí.
So just to, again, for our Spanish
For sure.
speaking guests, so the question was asked, what was behind the inspiration of your process of how this painting is coming about?
Yeah, and then basically I responded with, I come up with the idea on paper, a sketch, and then I go into Photoshop, and you can kind of see the layout, the composition of how I want things. I go through hundreds of photos to pick the right ones. That's the beauty of the internet, right? So, you know, I went through like 3 or 4 different instructors or teachers until I found this older gentleman that was in the right position and the right look. And so, yeah, that's the composition. And then from there, I just, you know, sketch it out on here. But once I get to the canvas, it's pretty much my years of painting comes out. I don't even really look at that anymore. I just kind of like, okay, that's like the blueprint, you know. But from then on, it's like my colors, my alpha strokes, you can start to see kind of in there. And it just kind of, you know, starts to look like something that only I can create because it's my style of years of painting. In my particular way.
Kind of put in your own style a little bit, twist, with a little twist.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that was the question.
And the other question was, are there artists who have never painted?
Yeah, and I said no. Yes, because I feel as though there's a lot of creatives that just don't express themselves, and they might be frustrated. And I said I was one of them. I was very, very, very quiet. I was very in my own world when I first started painting. And I just kind of stuck with it. And I found that graffiti was very forgiving. Graffiti was just a bunch of different colors, a bunch of different letters that make words. And it doesn't have to make sense. There's a style in graffiti called wild style that you can't even read. It's just, it looks like abstract brushstrokes, and it's called wild style for the fact that you're not supposed to be able to read it. It's just supposed to be able to express it in that particular style. So that's why I was very fortunate to I like graffiti because I can do whatever I want. It doesn't have to be legible or readable. And again, I always go back to hip hop and graffiti and breakdancing because you're just expressing yourself. And again, I was very quiet. But I feel like some artists can be very quiet to themselves. Whether they express themselves or not, that's totally up to them, and that's fine if they do or don't. But I find that it's better to express yourself. It's better to let it out. And if you become comfortable with talking about it, I mean, it's that much better. It's very therapeutic. Art is.
Just gotta call it that shell.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so I find myself very fortunate to have done it so long, but be able to talk about it. And that's because I'm an art teacher, I encourage my students to just express themselves. It's about the process. You don't have to be a realistic painter or somebody who can draw very well. The point of you just expressing yourself, that's the important thing. So, but again, everyone's different. Everyone has their own, journey in life. So, yeah,
it makes sense though.
Oh, absolutely. Now it's getting to the point where now I want to take it home and do the oil painting. Yeah. That's why I just put music on and I'm just fine tuning everything, but
yeah, that's
you can kind of tell what it is.
examination in rather the same way that you can't look directly into your own eyes without using a mirror.
So I can do.
You can't bite your own finger. You can't taste your own tongue.
Does anyone else paint here? ¿Usted no pinta?
La
¿No?
verdad,
Ah.
no me he dedicado. Solo las actividades escolares cuando uno tenía artes plásticas o
Ujú.
así, dentro de mi formación académica.
Ujú.
Pero si quieres te cuento una anécdota. Pasamos toda la noche en una casa de estudiantes
Ajá.
pintando un cuadrito donde el negro hace más oscuro el rojo, el azul, el amarillo. O sea, empiezas desde lo claro hasta llegar al oscuro, con
Ujú.
el negro que se le va poniendo poco a poquito,
Ok.
y haces la cuadrícula. Primero muy clarito el amarillo, luego ya más sombrío,
Ujú.
más sombrío, más sombrío, hasta acabar casi en negro, pues.
Ujú, ujú.
Y ay, qué bonito me quedó mi trabajo. Ay, ya llegué para un examen. ¿Sabes qué? Llegamos, le presentamos al profesor de artes plásticas
Ujú.
y lo veía contra luz. Así.
Ajá.
Y uno bien emocionado, no hombre, me va a poner un 10. ¿Y sabes qué? Pues ay, por lo que gastaste, un 6.
Ah.
Ay, ay, ay.
Tanto trabajo.
Terrible, la noche pintando.
Ujú.
Es más, y cuando uno está de estudiambre,
Ujú.
gastando
Sí.
en la lona, en el bastidor, en los pinceles, en todo, y
Ujú.
pintando, y ay, qué bonito me quedó mi cuadrito. No, hombre, pero estábamos fascinadas.
Ujú.
No, mira este, ay, 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 nos echábamos porras, una a la otra, compañeras de clase.
Ujú.
Y ahí vamos, y con eso nos salió. Pero a aquel hombre se le decía la negra noche porque era de negro. ¿Quién te da artes plásticas? La negra noche. Ay, ay, ay. Así de que con eso, por lo que gastaste, te voy a dar un 6.
Un 6.
O sea, de puro panzazo. ¿Cuáles ganas de seguir haciendo eso? Ahí entra la frustración.
No, pues sí.
¿Qué caso tiene? Estuvo terrible en esa ocasión. Y sale uno, híjole, con ganas de colgarse del foco.
No, pues
de que
así.
es lo que las experiencias que tengo.
Ujú.
Y bueno, por ahí dibujar un duende, dibujar una casita transparente cuando uno de la clase a los niños.
Ujú.
Pero así como pintura, pues
Mm. No, pues así es a veces. Yo me acuerdo cuando fui a la escuela de arte
ajá.
y yo seguía, no, ya puedo pintar, ya puedo dibujar.
Ujú.
No, hombre, cuando estás alrededor de los demás que sí pueden dibujar y pintar,
Ajá.
me sentí bien
Chiquitito,
chiquito.
pequeñito,
Yeah.
porque ves aquello. Pero acá
Yo
nos
pe-
sacamos porras todas. Ay, qué bonito.
Mm.
Qué trabajo más hermoso. No, ahora sí la hiciste.
Ujú.
Ay, ay, ay. Y fíjate con lo que nos salió la negra noche. Ay, qué barbaridad. Un 6 por lo que
Un
gastaste.
6.
Qué malos. Qué rompecorazones.
All right, Rojo, you gotta translate that to English.
All right. So I think I asked anyone if anyone else paints or draws, and then I asked her, and then she was like, "Well, only in school." When she was in school, she spent a lot of time on one specific drawing. Basically, she was blending, and she spent all night developing this drawing, and then to to show it to the art teacher. She basically said, "Yeah, we'll give you a 6 out of 10." And so she was very happy of like how she did the painting and drawing. She's like, "Oh, this is gonna be a 10. This is gonna be a 10." So by the time she gave it to the art teacher, he's like, "Well, for the materials that you use, I'll give you a 6, like just for trying or whatever." So that's what she was explaining to me.
Terrible. Con otro de esos,
Ajá.
y mi profesora son. Qué bárbaro,
Así es, a veces.
Sí sufre uno.
No, eso
Con
sí.
ganas.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Got some new guests here. So to catch you guys up, I'm painting a celebration of Cinco de Mayo.
Can you introduce yourself,
Sure.
please? Thank you.
So yes, my name is Rojo Garcia. I'm an artist. If you look at the television over there, you can kind of see some of my artwork on display. I've been an art instructor for over 10 years. I've been a professional artist for over 20. And so today, welcome to the Digital Media studio. I always get it wrong, confused. Yeah. And so this is the first time that we're celebrating Cinco de Mayo. And Cinco de Mayo is not Mexican Independence Day. It is a day of celebration of a specific battle that took place in Puebla, in Mexico. So what I'm painting here is a story of a teacher telling the students of why we're celebrating Cinco de Mayo in the first place. So that's why I'm displaying here, down here, a couple students. One student has her hand raised. He's basically pointing over to what Cinco de Mayo is all about. And so that's what we're here. We're basically here to kind of talk about and share why we're celebrating. So, you know, when I'm over here, I know Miss Yolanda was doing lovely poetry in the other room. So this is Yolanda. So she was expressing herself as a poet in the next room. So we're kind of going back and forth with that. But pretty appreciate everyone coming out and visiting. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. But that's what I'm here to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. So I'm glad you guys are out here.
Yes, and we're gonna have Yolanda do a little more poetry in about 10-15 minutes. So
Excellent.
you guys are welcome to come back out here and listen to her, or stay with Rojo, whatever you prefer.
Cool. So for any of you, is anyone first time here at the Digital Media Center Studio, Excel? All right, welcome. Griffin over here, this gentleman over here is the man behind the camera. He's operating the live feed, I believe. So we're live on YouTube right now. And I guess we're also recording as well to kind of do a nice little promo video. We're gonna try to do more of these events here. So those of you that are new here, Griffin can actually explain more on the facility, but you guys do a lot of everything. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about it.
Totally, yeah. We're just a creative space where people have the opportunity to use our equipment to bring their creative ideas into light. So we have lots of computers, mostly dealing with the digital side of things. So we have art programs on the computers, photography, videography, graphic design help. We have chances to make your artwork into like physical objects. We got poster printers and t-shirts. We also do audio and things like that as well. So people with podcasts, people making music, they'll have the opportunity to come down here and create. And we're also here to help you out with that as well, guide you to learning how to use these tools. So yeah, it's really cool getting to sit in with people, show them like if this is something they're interested in, being able to explain them the process of how things work, like walking them through like how a session recording music goes and showing them all the steps that takes, or showing them photo shoots and things like that, or helping them edit photos. Just a great space to help anyone be creative.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you touch on 3D printing, which is one of your specialties?
Yeah, we do 3D printing as well. That's my thing. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I can answer any questions.
Absolutely, yeah. That's definitely a very creative space, and all sorts of levels. You don't have to be a professional like Rojo, although, we are super grateful that he's here, and Yolanda as well. But yeah, any level of creativity, we welcome. We want you guys to come in and grow and experiment and give us a try. So as Griffin was saying, a lot of digital stuff. We do digital conversion as well. So for like VHS, old media, old analog media, we do that. But the videography, the audio, the Adobe programs, all of that. And so you've entered into a very creative space here, and our services are free. What we charge is just for printing. So we highly recommend calling us, making an appointment, coming in. We are getting busier, and so because it's appointment based, we may not have the space or the equipment available for you guys. But we definitely want to get you in, started working on your passion projects, and seeing where you guys will go and where you guys will take us to, because this isn't just your journey, it's a joint venture. So yeah.
yeah, so we are continuing to enjoy. I think we're gonna have Yolanda go ahead and come back out, do some poetry, please.
What's up, Nico? What's up? What's going on? What are you guys doing? Good? Good? These are my nieces and nephews. That's how I know these guys. My sister right here, you said.
Does she do the poetry in English or Spanish? Does she only speak Spanish?
In Spanish.
Oh.
So now's your chance to learn a little bit of Spanish. Her Spanish is impeccable because she was a professor in Mexico.
Oh.
So it gives me a chance to practice my Spanish, but she's on a whole other level.
Right, right.
It's proper Spanish.
Yeah.
But yeah, she'll do. I'll probably sit over there in a little bit just to check it out. But her, I think the first time I met her was like last week, and just very elegant woman, very elegant the way she speaks and everything. So poet. Yeah. It's coming along. It's coming along. What are you guys up to, Excel? That's where I'm going.
Birthday.
First communion or no?
First communion.
First communion.
Stop saying
That's where I'm going.
So pretty.
Stella, you haven't been here before? I thought you've been here before.
I'm mostly where the books are.
Oh.
Guys?
What do you say?
Thank you. Thank you so much for that.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, in St. Louis I have 5. In St. Louis, a few years back, the old studio that I was a part of,
Okay.
they were able to give me some murals down there.
Okay. And just for the people who, the guests who have come in and joined us, so you are an artist, a muralist, designer, teacher, actor, producer, videographer.
Just a little bit of everything, yeah.
DJ, breakdancer, and
Yeah.
you do, you started with graffiti art.
Mhm.
So, and you started at the, right out of the womb, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, sure, what you said. I think, yeah, I started with graffiti, and then graffiti opened up the world of art, and then that's where I started trying to do portraits, murals, commission pieces of art, and just kind of snowballed from there. So again, yeah, just the fact that I express myself through multidisciplinary areas. Yeah.
And your latest collaboration is with the NASCAR.
Mhm.
You'll be your students, and you will be presenting murals down at.
Yes, July 1st and July 2nd, we'll be doing the exhibition, or exhibiting the NASCAR mural. Yeah.
She's got a question.
You got a question? Sophia has a question. What's your question? Oh, hi. It starts to be a bit. Welcome, welcome. What's going on, people? Welcome, welcome. DJ Slinky in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
Being all these today or what?
Yeah, right. Welcome, glad you guys are here. I can talk a little bit about what we're doing today. So thank you so much for coming by, checking out the event. Welcome to the Digital Media Studio.
Yep.
And so my name is Rojo Garcia. There's Sophia over there. And so today we're celebrating Cinco de Mayo. And this is the first time that they're doing it here in the Jolie Library, specifically the Digital Media Studio. And what I'm painting here is just an illustration of a teacher telling and talking about Cinco de Mayo to the students. And that's kind of what this is about. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. I've only been at it for about an hour and a half, really, of painting. So that's kind of what it is. This is the underpainting. So eventually I will take it home and put in another probably hour or two, and then it'll start to look like this. So all of my paintings look very rough like that in the beginning. And then once I take it to the studio and actually work on oils, and so that's where the vibrant colors start to come out. And that's kind of like the process. And so that's what I like to talk about. So yeah, that's what this whole day is about. It's just kind of showcasing different arts. In the other room, you have Yolanda doing some poetry. So you're more than welcome to check and listen to her, what she has going on over there. So yeah, we're kind of discussing different arts and what you're able to do here. I know Griffin, I always like to point it to you because you work here as well, and just kind of talk about the space in general. I don't know if you want to share with people that have never been here before, maybe?
Yeah, for sure. So in the Digital Media Studio, we want to give people the opportunity to create all their different ventures that are passion projects, things like that, and give them the equipment they need to bring them to life. So we have photography and videography, all kinds of editing software, photos. We got the entire Adobe suite, so you can do Photoshop, all that stuff. And also we have audio booths, so people can come in, make music, do podcasts, really any sort of venture that people want to go down. We want to give them the tools and the opportunity to do that. And it's all free. If you have a Joliet Public Library card, just gotta come in, make an appointment, sit down with you. We like to work one-on-one, help people out with it as well, so give them like the guidance they want. They need help learning new tools or learning different aspects of creating, say like photos or things like that. We give them tips and stuff like that in that direction. So yeah, it's just an opportunity to be creative in a space and also have the guidance and not just going through it alone either. Like you're getting the tools, you're getting some guidance as well. And it's all free. The only things that cost money is the printing in here. We do have 3D printers, t-shirt printer, poster printer as well. So you can bring things into a physical medium too. That's really cool. But yeah, if you have any other questions, feel free to ask me about it. We're open every day of the week. So.
No, we're open Monday.
Friday.
Oh yeah, Monday through Friday.
We're not open
weekends.
on the weekends.
Not
This is a
weekends.
special event for Saturday for Cinco de Mayo, but we typically are open Monday through Thursday 9 to 9, and then Fridays 9 to 5. So we are highly, we recommend that you make an appointment. You typically get a 2-hour appointment, and as Griffin said, we don't charge for the services. What we do charge is for the materials. The only thing you need to bring with you is your library card, Joliet Public Library card, and some kind of storage device. We don't keep any of your stuff. You take all your projects with you, and it's a really cool space to come in and just do all sorts of creative stuff.
Are you gonna take an action shot?
Yes. I was too slow.
Rojo, how long does it take from like start to finish to like hours or something? From you said this is like a rough, like what did you call it?
Yeah, it's just an underpainting.
Underpainting.
So yeah, as you can see on my computer, I photoshopped it to kind of lay out the composition of where I want the elements to be, and then from then on, I kind of just draw it out, and then from there, it's my style goes into play. So, about maybe a half hour or so of just photoshopping it, and then today started at noon until I don't know what time it is now. It was like 3 something. So it's pretty much about 3 hours of underpainting. Normally when I do a live painting, it's much simpler. It's usually something that I can get done in an hour, and then at the end of the day, it's like whoever commissioned you to do it. So, but this is a very elaborate piece. I mean, it's just kind of like I wanted to pick something that's important, and then something that has historical value. The whole reason of celebrating Cinco de Mayo, it's more than just having a good time and drinking or whatever, or It's has an historical and important date to it. So that's why I took some time developing the concept and what it means to me. So again, maybe I started at noon. I'll be done. This event is over at 4, and like I mentioned, I'll take it home and probably work another 2 hours, and just kind of bring out the elements. And then it's gonna be on display here somewhere in the center. So. This is the first time they're doing an event like this here, so they're trying to do more of these type of events. I know they're going to be working with more artists, and I'm going to be inviting more artists that I know to just kind of come and do a collective thing. So as I mentioned earlier, I know they're having a Star Wars Day. I want to try to do something on the side, kind of mingle with the people. I know that's a big deal. I know they always have they have like thousands of people that come for Star Wars Day here, so around here. So I want to see how I can be a part of that this year. So.
Afraid Chewbacca's hair.
Yeah. Yeah, I see Chewie.
When you said the Star Wars event is?
June 3rd?
It's June 3rd. Saturday, June 3rd. I believe we kick off at 11. So there's going to be a bunch of activities as far as I usually have a parade. They have activities for the kids, and then all the cosplay people are here. So I mean, and everybody decides they want to dress up. So it's a lot of fun. You guys should check it out.
For your portraits that you create that you say you can do like, in an hour,
Mm-hmm.
do those get out for sale as well?
Yeah.
Or is it just more like, this is you just painting as a showcase?
When I do live events, normally it's quick. When I say quick, usually an hour or 2. This is probably the longest live painting I've ever done. It's 4 hours. But usually it depends on the event itself. And if I do a portrait, I think I talked earlier about portraits, and if somebody wants a commission, something like this size. This is a print that I sold the original painting, but it's a popular piece, so I just made multiple prints. And the price goes from 500 to like wherever. It depends on the size and how many portraits. So yeah, portraits. I mean, it all comes in up to the client, really. So, yeah. But live painting, I don't think I've done a live painting portrait of anybody. Just portraits can be difficult. I don't know. It takes a while. So, yeah. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
How long before that will be on display here, do you think?
This
Or
one?
will it be on your Instagram also, or?
Yeah, most definitely. I'm doing recording the time lapse as well, so you get to see it from the very beginning. Yeah, definitely it'll be on display here. So I'm sure I'll probably take me another week to just kind of take my time and really make it as realistic as I want it to be, and then
So we may set up an unveiling with you if that's
okay. That'd be cool. Yeah.
When you're done, wherever we're gonna install, maybe we'll have like a mini
That'd be cool. Yeah.
reception to do the unveiling.
To do the unveiling. Yeah. And it's so interesting because I really take pride in making it a bit more realistic. There's only so much one can do. Live painting is just kind of like, the point of a live painting is to paint live, but to talk to people and to answer any questions they might have. We had a great discussion about social media and branding. We had a great discussion about that earlier, and that's kind of like the whole point of live painting. To get involved with people and different type of people, different creatives. I think that's very important. As I mentioned, I've been an instructor for over 10 years, and the point of being an instructor is being able to talk about art, being able to talk about your creative outlet. We have in our presence another DJ, and so we had two actually. So yeah, DJing is another form of expression. Yeah. So yeah, I DJ with this guy a couple of times. He's an amazing individual, but
do you have your social media?
Yeah. So there you go.
For sure.
Get that from you at some point.
Before we get out of here, for sure.
So yeah, that's exactly what live painting is about: communicating and connecting, with fellow creators.
That networking thing.
Networking, it's huge.
I could see this being like, if you, I don't want to say, but if you walk past the piece art, oh, it's cool, you walk past it, but if you see this one and you were here for the live painting or something, you kind of feel, I was there when you did that, so you feel more connected to that piece particular because you're here when they're doing stuff. So I can see that being a big thing to the live painting. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
Somehow connected to it. I didn't do nothing, but I was there.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And on that note, I think I'm already met. The wheels are going in my mind. I think our next event, have you do this live painting, but also we'll purchase other canvases so we can get the audience involved in painting. I think that that would be the natural next step.
Oh yeah.
As he was saying, he feels connected, but when you put that brush on that canvas, now you had a little something. So maybe that's another conversation we have.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I look forward to any opportunity, really. I know we have a couple ideas in the works of how else we can collaborate here at the center, how I can, lend an artistic hand here at the library. So yeah, for sure, the whole conversation of being creative together, Again, like as I mentioned, this is a super creative space. I mean, you can do t-shirts, posters, 3D printing. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do here in the space. So
photography, videography, voiceovers, 3D printing, musical. We also have a photography club and we have a musicians club as well. So we may talk about DJ club.
All right,
there's 4 of you guys here.
DJ Neutral in the back over there. Yeah.
With so much that is offered in this amazing media library, you guys offer a lot that, what if for someone who has no experience with something but like wants to learn, like would you guys be doing some kind of classes based on like the media, just kind of give like pointers or show people that have no experience on I'm not a very technological person, so I only ask because media is not something that I
So we get people of all levels here, so we do assist at whatever your level is, and we have a ton of classes that we're offering now. Also, what we recommend, if you can't make the class, set up an appointment and we'll do a one-on-one with you.
So if there's something that you're interested in doing, if you wanted to learn photography, we'll set up an appointment. We'll walk you through what the camera actually does, how it functions, what are the fundamentals of operating the camera, and then how to actually compose your photograph. And we go with you, and we'll shoot in here, we'll shoot out, locally we'll shoot. So we can do that. We can do fundamentals of 3D printing. We can do graphic design. We can walk with you on, showing you what Photoshop does. Right? But we're going to tailor it to you. We're not going to give you a full blown. If you don't want to learn how to retouch, we're not going to do that. We're going to teach you what you want to learn. So we'll teach you the basics of the tools and let you figure out what you want to do. And so if you want to do one appointment, if you want to do two, it doesn't matter. However many, we have several patrons who come in and they just don't stop coming. We've got, if you look up on the shelf, the flags are covering them, but the illustration book with the illustration book, I can't think of his name right now. That artist has actually been coming here since the inception of the Digital Media Studio. So what he does, he's an illustrator. We time-lapse his videos, we package his video, and then he posts it on his YouTube. We've made commercials with him, we've done t-shirts with him, we've done posters. We've assisted him with the layout and publication of his books. So, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. Again, we have a lot of classes, so you can try and do one of those. If you can't make it, schedule an appointment with us. We can walk you through the green screen process. We can walk you through, how to set up a video. We can, if that's what you want to learn, we'll teach you. So it's, give us a call, let us know what you want to do, and, again, we'll start that process because it's a lot of fun. And it's part of my job, I get to work with a bunch of creatives. Not only my coworkers, but you guys. You come in, you tell us, hey, I'm working on this. So I've worked with somebody I didn't know was a retired professor, Yolanda, who is our poet right now, and her stuff is amazing. I've worked with people trying to do slide presentations for family reunions, baby reveals. We've shot couples, we've shot maternity, baby, newborns, and everything. Product photography, we've done several commercials, local businesses. We've done that as well. So at any level, really, at any level. And when you start, you come in, you start on a project, and it can quickly tailor to something else. So, let's say you wanted to do a message for your kids. We've had people who do that. So they'll, whether they read aloud, or whether they do a book, whatever it is you want to do, we'll do that. We'll package it up, we'll give it to you, and you post it if you want to post it on your YouTube and share it with your family. We give you everything. If you need to come back and make any modifications, we do that as well. If you guys wanted to do a family portrait, we can assist you with that. If you wanted to do podcasts, we're doing podcasts. We definitely can help you out with that. We do, as far as vocals and musical instruments, we do that as well. Again, just letting us know what it is you want to do and setting up the time. So, yeah. Amazing. It's amazing. And I'll give you guys all information before you leave. I've got little flyers. So, yeah. And yes, all the services are free. The only thing you pay for are any materials. So the 3D printing, you do pay for that. It's the prints. Yep. Yep. So it's 10 cents a gram, and the T-shirts are $7 print. So front 7, front and back 14. Posters that are that size are, which are 24 by 36 are $15, and then the price goes up. So it really, again, whatever you guys are looking for, we're here to help. So, yeah. So what's something you would like to do?
Honestly, something that caught my attention that you mentioned were the audio books.
Okay.
I'm an avid reader, big nerd, big nerd. So
Nerd.
And something that I was looking at, just because I enjoy reading like all kinds of stories, was just diving a little bit into audiobooks and being, someone who's reading the stories out loud. And I've been thinking about it for a while, and I like the fact that you have that, that setup here. I know nothing about it, but I figured it's a good place to start, it's a good place to learn.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, so you piqued my interest in that one.
So we actually, to let you know, we have 3 classes that are coming up for voiceover. We have a voiceover class that'll teach you, you'll get to read a script with a partner. They'll record you, and then you get that. And then there's going to be voiceover editing, part 1 and part 2. So it's the beginning and then a little more. Check the calendar of events. If you go to, so our website's a little odd that we're not actually featured at the very top. But if you go to special interests, go to digital media and go into our page, our calendar of events are there, and you can scroll through and see all the things that we have.
That is wonderful.
And this event here is the 6th event we did for May, and we're not done. So we're pumping them out. We're excited to be here. The community is telling us we want stuff, so we want to know what you guys need.
Honestly, it really piques my interest on, like you said, you start off with one project, one idea, one interest, and it could lead into something else, and that it blows my mind and it's exciting at the same time.
It is.
Just get in the door and what are you doing over there? It looks cool.
Yeah. We actually have a gal who has been working with us for about 1.5 years, maybe 2, who's a voice actor. And yes, so she started with voice recording. We've done photography, we've done videography, we've done, what else have we done with Danielle?
Did a live stream with her, we've done podcast stuff. She does videos almost every time she comes in. She does music. She loves utilizing all the different stuff. She just wants to try it all.
So you're in the right place. This gal came in, started at like you, said, hey, I saw your space, let's set up an appointment. She told us what she wanted to do. And she is actually currently working, she's gotten a couple gigs as well. So she directs them to her YouTube, which a lot of that content was made here. Not to, toot our own horn, but but yes. I'm sorry, you had a question as well?
You were saying you were like learning music, or you talk about music?
So I don't do music, but we have other associates here who are more the engineers. So yes, you can perform in there. So vocals, if you wanted to lay down a track. We have a lot of rappers. We have vocalists of all kinds as well. So that's something. If that's something you're interested in doing, we definitely can do that. Basically bring in your beat and let the engineer know what you want to do, and you've got 2 hours to get something together. And if you need more time, we can set up another appointment with you as well. So yeah, everything is basically a 2-hour appointment, but if you need more time, we book more time with you. So.
And music-wise too, we do a musicians club monthly.
Yes.
I think our next meeting was next week on Wednesday. it's a really cool time. People from all kinds of music, different genres and stuff. We just come in and love to talk about music, talk about instruments we play or how we started playing music. We have people that even come in that never played an instrument and just want to see music, so it's cool. People have been bringing their own instruments, we jam for a little bit, we talk about songs we like. So yeah, we love music. Definitely come to that, it's a good time.
Yeah. We also have a photographers club. We meet the first Monday of the month, and we are actually going to start meeting on the third Thursday of the month. Those details are gonna come soon because I actually have to get approval. I'm the one who runs that club, but we
on the website too?
it is on the website, and when we confirm that the Thursday will happen, that's most likely going to happen at the Black Road branch. There's an amazing little path over there. The grounds are just beautiful, so it's a great place to do photography. Actually, down here is beautiful too. Our group went last Monday and shot around the downtown, and the photographers that were here, they got some pretty cool shots. So when we finished shooting, we came back in, we shared, and then before we realized it was 5 to closing. And so you get, whether it's the musicians club, the photography club, an artist club, you get so into what you're doing that time just doesn't, it's not even relevant. So again, creative space, wonderful place. You get to meet other artists. You get to meet other. This Rojo came in here, quiet as a little mouse. I'm at the desk, and I'm like, where'd this guy come from? How did he sneak in here? Because nobody gets past me. And I'm like, so I came over, found out who he was. We started chatting, and checked out his Instagram, and just was blown away, by his stuff. And so when we got to see his stuff, talked to the boss, wanted to put this event together, and it was just natural to have, the original thought was, oh, let's honor some muralists, from Mexico for Cinco de Mayo. And as I thought about it, I'm like, why are we celebrating some dead guys? Let's celebrate the guy who's talented and the lady who's super talented over here. We've got 2 amazing artists. So when they both agreed to do it, it was just everything just rolled. And so here we are today. And Rojo has it coming along.
Slowly,
Just
but
slowly.
surely. Yeah.
Do you guys have a social media for this digital media studio?
So yes, you can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, YouTube. So we're streaming this live right now on YouTube. We do TikTok, but that's not so much for us. The TikTok is more the marketing. So that's not us. But yes, we do. And yep.
For sure.
Media studio.
I'll see you guys there.
Are you coming?
Yeah, I'll be there later. Yeah. Cool space, right? They do a lot of stuff here. That's what I'm saying. Like,
they just keep rattling off stuff they do. I was like,
yeah, and that's the thing is because it's in the basement, like you don't see it or hear.
It's like every day I hear like, I didn't even know this was here.
Exactly.
Yeah. Pretty much everybody says that. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, I remember how, the library how it used to be. I remember this basement was like nothing. It was like a very
kind of creepy.
It was creepy. I came down here for a tornado years ago, but before they did this whole renovation. And then when I came down here, I'm like, oh, they got a digital media center. Oh, let me go check it out. And I'm like, just top of the photography, the green screen room that they have back there. It's like all professional grade. And I was like, hey. So, I've yet to really utilize the whole space. I just kind of come in and do my thing, but yeah, they do a lot of cool stuff here.
I was here the other day and I checked it out too. I didn't see this until I passed up. I seen the sun.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
I had to check it out.
Yep.
I
I think I'm just gonna start coming to one of the clubs or something, just get in and check it out, see what's up.
Yeah. Same.
Jump in the pool once, and you won't get back out. Who's your social media? Got Instagram. Instagram. Yeah, mine's the same. It's the same thing. Getting that Photoshop, we'll get us some flyers. And get off them free apps instead.
There you go.
What you got, man? Can you DJ too? No, I don't. Okay. Let's put it in so you should see it there. Say Cinco_DJ or something.
Okay.
Can't miss it.
Do you go to the next too?
Yeah, we do. I don't do too much locally, like the weddings and stuff. I don't like that. I like do stuff that is not like you gotta go there and say, hey, play this or something. You know, play what we want to hear. I like going to where I can just play what I want.
Okay.
I bring it with me too, so it's a lot in Chicago. It's more open there where you can play.
Oh yeah.
It's just different out there. Like they're more open to hearing whatever you want to play. So I like no restrictions on the music where I can just go. Might turn to some Latin stuff, and then it'll go into some funk or some Afro house or something like that. So it's definitely different. You're gonna hear something you've never heard before. So
Yep, man.
good shit.
I think my arm's
That will be on it's the third Saturdays at this small
Let's go from far away.
Argentinian place.
Yeah.
Good vibe. This is a good
I
vibe.
think it rocks. It's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah.
Definitely compared to what it was a couple hours ago though.
Oh yeah,
That was
yeah.
little bars too, where it's like on a Tuesday or
And
Wednesday.
yeah, I started
And then
before
they
noon,
definitely
so I started like around like 11:30, 11:40. Like I started right around that time.
go in and they just
Well, in
shut up.
between all the
Crazy shit. So it's fun. Yeah, check that out.
Check the gist.
Yeah, put me out there, man. We'll figure something out. Take care of you. We'll get it. We'll make it happen. What's your name was? Anthony. Sleepy. It's Benny, my son. Future drummer right here. You know, get it out. Want me to finish that up for you, man?
Yeah, man, you too.
I get it. Let me go upstairs and get water first, and I'll get you. That gotta be fatiguing though, huh?
Yeah.
All day?
It's just it's all shoulder and now I painted yesterday too, and all week painting with my class and my students.
Oh yeah, you too.
Those murals, it's more broader strokes and stuff. But it's fun. But yeah, after like with 3 or so hours, I'm getting kind of tired.
What was that thing that you were doing with Tony and them? Where was that at?
Oh yeah, that's in Tinny Park. That's another one.
Okay.
The reason why we're out there till like 1 in the morning.
Yeah, what is that? What's it for?
It's with Dante.
Uh-huh.
So it's what is it? It's it's a cool design. It's more on Tinny Park and music. So like there's a lot of like references to like just historical rock and roll type of stuff. So that's in Tinny Park. That's 4 murals kind of connecting. So that's another large one. So I brought my projector and kind of helped them speed up the process. So that's where we're out there for a while. Yeah. Yeah, glad you guys came out. I mean, like I said, it's to recognize the space too. I mean, this is such a cool space. So.
Bring these kids over here, let them run around too, so it's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, something to get your foot in the door.
Yeah, I'm definitely not promoting. It's amazing how this stuff is in there. Never know. You print out little things too. It's like, why not? Why are you doing that? Why not? Right there, it's good. So your teachers ready to roll?
Yeah, kind of like the. I got to do another later. See you guys later.
They're all free for us, right?
Yeah, so I gotta print out some more stuff. But that's what I'm doing. It's on watercolor paper. That's what I like it because it's the texture.
Yeah.
Good.
You made all these exactly the same?
Yeah. It was limited for 44. We did Obama exhibition years ago. I got one person new ones because they sold it quite a bit, man. They had like close to 40 t-shirts. That's left, so it's pretty good. What are you guys up to?
My nephew, she's got some people coming for the weekend.
Oh, nice.
I was traveling. They pull up, I had one dinner, and I'm out to go home.
Okay, guys.
Fun. You don't go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've never been there, but I've been there.
Yeah, sometimes I do workshops too.
Yeah. Where are you going? Anywhere fun or just new places?
Give it a pause.
No, I could turn that on.
Is it? Yeah. Okay.
Basically,
Yeah,
can't
no
lose
break,
that.
man.
Get it framed.
Yeah,
You'll settle with it.
Need a little break. Yeah, no, it says the longest live painting we've ever done, dude. Usually it's like an hour, 2 max, like max. But then I'm usually like done with it, and then we're like, all right, here you go. Yeah. But I'm good where it's at now. From here on out, it's just literally fine tuning, bringing stuff out.
You're in your own studio space. You do short sessions, like 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, I think, it depends, like 3 hours, I probably would have like got a lot more done, but obviously it's a lot of talking, bro, it's a lot of back and forth.
It's performance instead of just like a...
For sure, it's like almost teaching a class, like not to, but it's that much energy that I'm like, because I'm very interested in what everyone has to say. It's just kind of like, oh, okay, well this is a little bit about who I am, or you know, what I'm about, but like if it was undisturbed painting, it's usually like 3 hours. Like I can do that for 3 hours. Yep, exactly, bro. Exactly. So like 3 hours, 4 sometimes, and then I'm hungry. Like it's just like how it is. It's just like, damn, man, where'd the time go? If it's undisturbed, focused, 3-4 hours. I can, That's usually when I do murals. It's about 3-4 hours, and then I'm like starving all of a sudden. Yeah, take a nice long 2-hour break, and then and it depends on my arm too. So I can probably do another 2 hours after that. Then after that, it's usually like done for the day. Like I can't paint for 8 hours straight because it's so my arm gets lazy and you're not as precise in your brush strokes. But I'm a relatively fast painter. It's just it depends on the project. So this, like I said, I'm back at the studio. I want to focus on the teacher. He's almost going to be like the most detailed person because he's the one looking at the audience type thing. And everybody else is going to be just kind of blended in the background. It's going to look cool. But, yeah.
That'd be cool to have on display. That's definitely one thing we are missing in the space is like showcasing the art and stuff.
Yeah.
People come down and make cool stuff. Walls are blank.
Yeah, I know now. I think it was, I know because it was so new, this place is so new, I didn't want to mess it up or whatever. But it's,
I think we should have reached the color into it.
For sure.
We'll stay.
Yeah, man.
Oh, you got the good music on.
Yeah,
Should've started with
I was
that.
I was telling Griffin I needed a little break.
No.
My arm was falling off.
I told you your chain.
I know, right?
Okay.
This chain I couldn't.
Welcome to Robo, this is my daughter, Sophia. My little one didn't come.
Like Jersey. Yeah, right in there.
I gotta go. I'll be back. Huh? I gotta.
So it is, man. Then I can start my weekend. Do you usually work Saturdays too, or no?
No,
It's just
yeah, usually Fridays. It's nice that I get a 3-day weekend, get more days off too. But nice to get off.
Now, yeah, my sister and my nephews and nieces, they were here earlier. But yeah, they got like a family party later. I'm gonna go there because I'm gonna be hungry. By the time I leave here, it's gonna be chow time. Yeah, it was good. It was good vibe, man. Did you get? Well, I know you were focused on it. Did you turn the camera on them or anything? Or
no, I was like thinking about because you said maybe we should. I don't know if they want me on camera.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah. I took a quick little turn around or whatever, but for like Instagram Live, like a quick little thing. But it's cool, man. This footage is gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. A couple people tune in. I think we have like
that's cool.
11 total people.
Cool, man. Yeah, the live feeds are always kind of interesting.
Yeah.
They make it one to the beginning and then
it's always so
throughout. Yeah.
At least I got a monthly.
It's impossible.
But it's gonna be left on their channel.
Yeah, it's on the Julia.
Okay.
Asking questions in chat.
Oh, cool.
Check it out.
Appreciate the question.
Check it out.
Yeah.
You don't throw it out there.
Also, Tisha, she wants to say like a goodbye on
Oh, like
camera or
closing?
something like that. And then,
Yeah.
on the stream there.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
You look, you got your friends looking at your art, and then you say, well, these DJs are pretty cool, so help that. Just do that though with the DJ.
I think, yeah. Those are From here on out, it's literally. Oh yeah, I can show you the time lapse. Yeah, from here on out, it's pretty much taking it to the studio and kind of just taking my time with the oil paints.
Get out, man.
Well,
Gotta roll.
thanks for coming by, man. Appreciate it.
Gotta show them love.
Yeah, appreciate you. Take care. You got. Where's the missus at? She already got.
The other one had.
Oh yeah, she had the other one.
Camera with
Awesome.
quick, hey Greg, we're gonna do a quick photo op.
Okay.
With the four of us. Where's Louis?
You have the flyer?
Yes.
Hold on,
And
no,
then,
is there anyone?
let me.
Oh, there you go. I was like, didn't I record?
Oh my gosh.
I've done that before. Where it's like, where I hit record and nothing happens. Yeah. I'm just showing her like the time lapse from the beginning. So it captures some, so that's what it looked like in the beginning. It's kind of like pretty straightforward, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I think first time doing it here, so.
Yeah, so this I like this kind of stuff. Like artists, seeing artists live, reading poetry like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's fan favorite, I guess, because I've sold a couple of those. The original sold like when I first showed it. This gentleman saw it. He said it reminded him of his daughter, so that's why he liked it and he bought the original.
Okay.
We want to do a closing statement
Yeah.
real quick, both you and Yolanda, and then some photo ops, please. Alright,
Sure.
Well, you come in here, you're part of this. Oh, no. All right, thank you everybody, all you YouTubers out there. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this event. Our artists here, both our artists here, Rojo and Yolanda, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed this. There will be a highlight reel and any words, palabras?
Hemos culminado esta jornada cultural. Estamos de plácemes y queremos compartirles la alegría. Ha habido buenos frutos. La cosecha ha sido buena. Recuerda, te invitamos a este centro cultural. Nos sentiríamos muy felices con tu presencia. Queremos que sigas siendo parte de nuestro equipo. Muchísimas gracias. Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and look forward to the promo video afterwards. But thank you so much for being a part of it, and thank you for everything and having us here. Thank you so much for helping us to have a platform to showcase our artwork. So thank you so much.
Oh, again, I'm super humbled that both of you agreed to do this, and till our next, I like to say till the next capture because I'm a photographer, but till our next adventure, we will all see you guys out there. Thank you so much. And yes, come down to the DMS, visit us, so we can get that those creative projects going. All right, peace.
Yay.